Welcome to After the... What?
Go.
Why count me in if you're going to start doing hand signals straight after?
So I was counting down till this screen, and we are now on this screen. Go.
Alright, let's save this quality banter for After the Ashes After Dark.
Well, let's just do before the dark. How's everyone doing?
So when are we going live? Hi, welcome to Tabletop Fables After the Ashes. We will introduce ourselves slightly differently today. Clearly, the team, Pathfinder Team 1, is currently in the Mount Lofty Summit restaurant, where there's a scene of a recent brutal massacre that they caused.
It's been mostly cleaned up now.
Mostly cleaned up. Well, the blood's still there. You didn't get a mop out. Maybe you did. I don't know.
It's got it my way.
So...
It wasn't a massacre. We let them live.
The women,
We killed all
the women and the children.
Once we did kill, we
It's
let
only a
live.
massacre if you don't like.
So if everyone can describe the character and what the character's currently doing. So this thunderstorm rolls across the sky. So
I'm Cody, and I'm playing Sargeant Sam Bolton. You may know me from Monday and Tuesday night's game. And Sam is currently, he's just finished up cleaning up as much of the massacre as he could, and realised as he's standing on this platform that there's a giant lightning rod. He doesn't know what it is, but he can see that it's harnessing electricity. He's gone and let the others know that this could be potentially a very good way to charge our hyper batteries if we can work out how to.
I'm Ishtar. I play Skye Waters Administration. I'm currently still on the back end of being sick, so my voice probably sounds really weird, and I'm very sorry. Skye is currently traumatized and in a wine cellar crying, curled up in a ball.
she can't
And
even...
And she's going to be like that for a while.
That sounds like a life.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm working on the cameras, mine.
Sorry, who are you?
I'm playing Lucas. I was in the cellar, but then someone started crying, so now I'm hiding in the basement.
It's so rude when people cry in the cellar.
Yeah.
On the wine cellar. So time is going on. So yeah, you just still finishing cleaning up, you're crying, you do anything in particular?
I am sleeping.
Sure.
You've
So,
had a very big day. Now
so you're in basement, you're what, the ground floor?
Yeah, I came back, but I sort of given them both a bit of space.
And whereabouts are you?
I'm in the wine cellar basement.
Time passes and more time passes. If you're, be about an hour and a half to 2 hours until the storm ends.
I spend the time just sort of patrolling the perimeter, keeping an eye for anyone that might be coming back or some other party that might be coming.
Sure. Who has CVs on them?
I would imagine I'd have the base CV.
Yep.
And do you still have the makeshift one?
No, I handed that into the army.
Okay, so we just have that one on there.
Eventually, you hear it crackles on, and you just hear testing, testing. Then you go, all right, got you, good.
Do I recognise the voice as someone from the bunker?
If you're all, wits composure. Actually, no, sorry, composure intelligence.
Pleasure intelligence. Exactly the same roll for me.
Useful. There's a reroll. There's another reroll.
2 successes.
Yes, you sort of recognise the voice. It takes a little while to get it. It's on the second broadcast. You get it. You spend a little bit of time talking to him, but it's Lincoln from the Burn Village.
Lincoln.
He didn't ask for a response, he was just testing.
He said, "I hear you," in the second section. So
Okay.
One person was online and the other was not.
scene. But you also know that they were trying to get their long range transmitter working.
Okay.
Then the storm comes to an end.
A regular tech guy is currently sick, so Cody has to do tech
I
again.
mean, I'm a regular tech guy at this point.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to be.
And so-
Anyway,
The storm ends and goes back to just being very quick blowing air.
What time of day would it be now?
Early afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's one of the daily thunderstorms that come through.
climate change.
I'll go back to finance. I think it's time we get going.
I am inside the cellar. I got shut inside.
I told it to
Sleepy.
Jones. Jones, wake up. We have to get back.
What? Why do we have to get back?
Well, there's no good staying here, is there?
Gotta finish sleepy.
You could do that back there where it's safe.
It's safe here. We killed everyone.
Not all of them.
True, but they. We used to have them protecting women and children.
Where's Waters?
I don't know. Crying.
You hear?
Open the cellar. Waters,
Yes.
let's get you home, okay?
I leave.
Okay.
Come on. Up through the hallway.
So you lead her back up.
She's literally just like grabbing onto like the edge of your jumpsuit, just like having you lead her on like a child. Just so she doesn't even have to look.
I get you a red balloon.
Yep.
And we'll start heading off.
So did you make that out of like intestines? Or?
The balloon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't tell her that.
It's made out of a lung.
Okay, so you lead her out the whole building.
Yes.
Jacob?
No, I'm waiting the first floor. Ground floor? Ground floor.
Ground floor. We live in Australia. Hi Americans, it's the ground floor.
Take that.
Ooh.
Shots fired.
This
Yeah.
is Australia. No, there's not.
Too soon.
So, what do you guys do?
I'm waiting for Jones, making sure he shows up, and then I'm heading back down.
Well, he was already outside, so.
I'll start heading back down the hill.
I'm literally gonna keep holding onto him and just not look until I feel like it's safe enough. Or I fall over. One of the two.
Can you roll a survival check with a -2 penalty?
Yay!
Straight survival.
Sorry, with survival.
Survival.
I am a penalty.
One success.
Yeah, you've led traumatized people around the corridors in the bunker before.
Yes, I have.
Often yourself. So you sort of, wind her around off that tree and that's not there. You're sort of starting to get the handle more and more of the outside. You're following?
Yep.
Yeah, you see spot on the ground, there's a couple of dead bodies. You walk past.
Have they been looted?
Did you guys loot them?
Yes. Jacob took everything, I believe.
I don't loot the ones out here.
These are the ones that jumped us first.
Yeah. I just killed them and I had to come rescue you guys.
Yeah, you took all my weapons, so I'm imagining you took all of those.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I did.
So, did you write them down?
So I gave them back to him.
Okay.
I've got my weapons back. I'm in one. It's the grenade now.
So,
Yeah, 'cause
There was a
you
rifle.
Took back everything. You took back everything of his so that you could specifically give it back.
There's also the light machine gun with no ammunition.
it was a pretty crappy rifle there that the leader had. There's a couple of machetes.
Don't need any of that.
I mean, I'll take it back to the metal.
Yep.
Just put it in my pack.
Metal is metal.
Especially it's got springs and things that we need to build these new weapons.
It looks like a pretty half a decent long rifle. You could probably do some decent hunting with it. The most dangerous game of all.
No, they're dead.
That's why I mean you killed them all.
And the bunker can always make the gun better.
Yeah. Or at least use the parts. I mean, it's worth taking.
Or
Yeah.
sell it. Since you're setting yourselves up as gun runners. That can't make things worse. So you guys head back to the bunker. With that survival roll, you get there, you manage to avoid a few pitfalls, and areas where the ground's now a bit sort of looser with the rain coming through, slippery as some of the rocks, but eventually you get down to where the waterfall is more water coming through it, it's heavier, You see a bunch of people from logistics being guarded by security, working on organising this false settlement out the front of the bunker.
Am I still covered in blood and grenade?
Probably.
Yeah, well, it didn't rain on you.
This is fun, okay.
So, you would have got some water on you just from the dripping of trees and stuff, but not enough.
Yeah, so I'm covered in gore. Cool. They're probably going to be traumatised.
They are.
Yeah.
You walk around, you sort of skirt around.
You're fine because you were outside.
Yep.
Near the edge of the restaurant, and you get down, and there's a shout out. Then eventually someone's like, "Oh, it's the Pathfinders!" And people sort of gather over to where you are, excited for the news, and you're like, you sort of hear, "What?" They start battering you. Sort of, "What happened? What happened?"
We need to report back to the people in charge, I'm afraid.
Lieutenant Walker's there, and he sort of steps over and self-importantly starts directing you in.
Lieutenant, perhaps Skye should wash herself before her father sees her.
I would appreciate that.
You have to step through the waterfall. Anyway.
Good enough. Let's go.
Start heading up, following him in.
Yep.
I'm going to stand under the waterfall a little bit longer than everyone else before going in. Just give it a little bit.
It's like 3 to 4 hours, walking back and forth.
Just for my own amusement, can you make a Dex and Athletics check?
Absolutely.
You can get real clean real quick. Yeah.
2 successes.
You're fine. You plant your feet firmly
And just let it wash.
it pelts down really hard. You get clean very quick, but you stay under trying to clean your soul.
Not clean, not clean, not clean.
Eventually you'll head in. The doors, the vault doors the bunker doors are open, but the guns are still down. You see there's a larger security presence upstairs, but they're sort of starting to get used to. I mean, you were here not that long ago, but people starting to get used to just the coming and going. You're now inside the bunker, soaked. Well, a couple of you are. Well, actually, you all are. So this area is starting to smell like pretty musty as well. People keep traipsing in and out with water, wet clothes.
Look, it'll be fine. And to be fair, having the doors open means it'll get air through it anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
We should head to the minister.
I agree.
You go down. She's found fairly easy for you guys. You get sent to her office. And Ella's there. Pathfinders.
We've located Pathfinder 2.
Well,
No, we haven't.
We
found
know
where
their
they've most recently
location.
been. We know where they potentially are.
And we hope they're still there.
Doesn't sound.
They've
Good.
been sold. They've been sold to what are known as slavers. They trade people. They were
Right.
sold for food. I know of their location, but the slavers are very well armed.
The good news is we've secured the facility at the top of the hill. At least temporarily.
Okay.
We should be able to get power from there. Electricity
Good.
and wind.
Good. Alright. Speak to Winter about that. Have you given any thought on slavers?
I think they need to be dealt with. They're the same ones we reported had one of ours before. An escaped prisoner.
I have an idea.
Hmm?
Can we make another one of those big guns that fires from a distance? And can we make one of those scope things that allow you to see closer? Because we can pick them off from a distance and not have to risk ourselves getting closer.
Can't see why not. People have been taken, I'm sure. Logistics will be more than willing to build something like that on short
I'm
notice.
hoping they're still working on them. I gave them materials last time.
Hopefully they can make one of those scopes so you can see more easily.
I know they've been looking into it. There's just so much to look into. Hopefully they've prioritised it.
If they haven't before now, hopefully they will, so we can go.
If they're a particular threat, can we trade for our people?
With other people, maybe.
They'll only trade of equivalent value.
Well, to be fair, we don't really know much about these people, but they seem dangerous.
They trade people, they're callous. I have the report from the other bunker. They're advised to stay away. And they're closely connected to other, much more extremist groups. I don't think it's wise to try to trade with them. We should just try to get our people back.
Alright.
The other problem, if they have our people, they might know all about us.
And that's another reason why they shouldn't be allowed to live.
So they'll know what to expect as well.
True.
Did Pathfinder 2 know about the long distance rifle?
I mean, you've lived here long enough. Not many secrets down here. There's a good chance they did.
Yes, we have to assume. Plus, it's one of the long-barreled rifles. It's not like they're too hard to come across on the surface, from what I understand.
Then that just makes it more imperative to get rid of them.
Put together a plan and we'll go about it. If you need resources, let us know. We can't allow our people to be taken.
No, especially if they know where we are. I think they can keep taking. Perhaps we should perform surveillance. If we know who we're dealing with, we know who's in charge. That's more valuable than a weapon can be.
Another reason to make one of those.
Scopes.
Yes, the scope with the two eyes. Well, we can see them
like
from
the one Jones used.
Yes, we can see with both eyes. That way, it'll be easier to see.
Do we have any reports on how they're going with these scopes?
No, that's not something that will hit my desk.
I'll look into it then.
Yeah. What about your friend on the surface, Matt? He knows someone who deals with them?
Daryl. Maybe. But it
You
seemed
could also ask Lincoln.
also Lincoln was the one who wanted them done, but he might have plans on how they get built. Daryl seems more like the kind of person that finds parts and uses them to trade up.
Lincoln will probably know a lot about the
Construction.
flavors, so we should probably talk to him.
Well, you do what you need to do and let me know how we can help.
It would also be interesting to find out if they have power under themselves. A show of force might be all we need.
I'm not sure if that's a show of force we can do twice in quick succession, so...
Hopefully once will be enough if it comes to it.
The point of a show of force like that is to make people afraid of us, but then people will know there's a potent force up here.
And that could put us in danger. It's better to take them where they can't see us.
Especially as there'd be a lot of bluff involved in that.
It's better for them not to see us at all.
Well, I'm going to head down to logistics, see how they're going with the scopes and the weapons.
I'm gonna go finish my rest. I'll leave you.
Yep.
I'm gonna go hug my dad.
Okay. So So you go and do that.
Yeah.
Roll for hugs.
Just
I
like
can't
the
honor.
stone face, just like go until she gets to her dad's office, and then just like as soon as he opens the door, just crying and holding on. Just like,
Yeah, he sort of like. After a while, he like must have typed out a message and sent it to your mum. She's there as well. So Paul and Sheila are just hugging. I assume at some point they get the story.
I'm very confused, but yeah, she would eventually
Do they
tell
have to
them.
roll stamina?
I don't think parents' hugs are based on stamina. I think they just are
They're based on composure.
compassion. So you head down to logistics.
I'm guessing was Dawn in charge of the development?
No, Scott is. How far along he's gotten.
Oh, I hate music.
He has completed one of the big guns, but they're still looking into the scopes. They've got a basic idea of them, but it's like, you know, they've got the point where they can put the two glasses up and get closer, but
Lining
it up to be
and
useful and
things.
things like that, not just a random distance. That's
Yeah, they
The
don't
part
have
that
the
they-
maths.
yeah, they're still working all that out. They did have all the information that Pact had on them, so they do have plans, but it's a matter of developing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's happy to see you and happy to give you the big gun.
Yep. I'll
Uh,
claim it as much ammunition as they've managed to make.
2 rounds.
2 rounds.
Needs more. Time to get more parts. Make more make more bullets.
Well, Lincoln still has 9, which we could probably ask for back
Yeah.
if Wes trying to save his people as well. He's got any missing.
Yeah,
We'd have to check.
Scott had worked on making a gun. Once that was done, they then started on the ammunition.
Yeah.
Clearly, it was one of the apprentices working on that, taking his sweet time about it.
Getting it just right.
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, we needed quantity. Quality's great and all, but we need quantity.
Yep. Do anything else?
I will take the rifle down to the range with some blanks and start practicing shooting it.
They don't have blanks for it.
I thought they did last time.
Nope.
So I asked if I wanted to try it out on the range and I said no.
He offered you 2 bullets to try out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If they had time to make blanks, they'd have made more than 2 normal bullets.
You can at least get the feel of it.
Yeah, I'll just do some blank fire testing.
Some like dry fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feels just like the other one.
Big heavy kick.
Well, there's no kick to it, but yeah, without any ammo.
Only fire.
But you know, you have practice to just going through the routine of loading and unloading,
Yeah.
like that.
And try and stance and see how to line it up along the ground. And
Yep. It has the tripod or bipod.
Yeah. Just probably
It sort of
something I
folds up
wouldn't be used
nicely
to, I
under.
guess. I guess that's something I wouldn't be that used to, so I'll just play around that, work
Yeah.
out exactly how it works.
So you probably spend the night still quite upset. Night goes around, day comes back, you two get willpower, and if you're just crying the whole night out, you won't.
Yeah, that's fair. I've only used 2, so I should be fine for not having a day of rest.
Yeah.
Well, restful rest.
1 night heals, 1 lethal, yeah.
Yes.
I
Just
should heal.
things relevant for you.
Yeah, I should definitely heal some of that.
So morning comes, what equipment do you take from the armory? Dawn's down there.
So I'll always take the gun,
Mm-hmm.
the LMG again, and then I will just stick to my sidearm and a normal rifle.
Yep.
I didn't hand any of my stuff back in, but I go up earlier and I asked to get. Do we have like cameras like wireless?
No.
No.
There's like 3 security cameras in this whole place that still work.
Yeah.
And that's barely.
No, I'm just checking the progress of my armor.
Do you mean the helmet?
Skin.
Hmm?
The skin weave. I had the helmet.
The helmet was back to you.
Yeah, I mean the skin leaf that I pulled out of the guy.
Oh, well, she's still trying to work out ways to get through it.
Yeah.
But, it's not going to happen in 24 hours. Not with all their other projects.
Yeah. Do we have any button press firing things?
Like detonators or?
No, like remote control turrets or anything like that. Just like a single fire gun or something like that.
There are turrets. They are inbuilt into the building and attached to packs.
Yeah.
Once again, they're just too complicated for. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just. The only time something like that would come in handy is if you wanted to like murder a bunch of people. Like in the sense of like if there was a riot, put it on this corner.
Yeah.
And by riot I mean full uprising. So no, there isn't.
I would like my knives and my stun baton, and then I'm ready to go.
Yep. You have them. 2 bloody knives, stun baton.
What are they even doing if they're not cleaning up our weapons after we hand them in?
Did you handed in your bloody knives to the armory?
They're mine, they're from the surface.
Yeah, they're just 2 random knives.
2 random surface knives.
Alrighty. So you have your basic security armor that you were given.
Mm-hmm.
Do you keep that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It saved my life. I'm keeping it.
You head up to the surface. It is dawn.
Hey.
I just
Oh, what are you doing here?
Well, I'm following you out. Zap. So yeah, you leave the bunker. You go to the waterfall. This false settlement's really starting to take shape. They're just working around the clock, as you guys do anyway. So it's amazing what happens when you put like 30 people on something 24/7. Especially when it's just
Is it though?
Hmm?
Is it though?
Well, if those people want a reason to be outside, then yeah. So, where do you guys go from here?
Should we radio Daryl, see if he could meet us at the burned village? Perhaps we should talk to both him and Lincoln together.
Maybe. It'd be nice to see Daryl again.
Yes, it would. Once we're out of range, just pull out the radio. Daryl, are you there? Come in.
There's no response.
Oh no.
It's alright, we'll try when we get closer to the village. Let's head on.
Yeah, he might be out of range.
Or busy.
Or busy. The Hulk's supposed to be a fair distance away. If he's already there, it would make sense.
So we'll press forward towards the burned village.
Yep. Survival. Just -1. So with survival.
So it's survival. 1 success.
Yes, that's enough. So you get there without any problems. You see the village, and there's, again, now that you're aware of like the shepherds on top of these vertical farms, you see like people in camo up the top with their long rifles, many with scopes. You hear the slight barring from the buildings, at least some of them. Eventually,
Look, it's slight, it's all around me.
you eventually reach the burned village.
But just before we get there, I'll pull out the radio and try Daryl again.
Yep. Nope.
Aw, he's a busy boy.
Yeah, so there's the old Burnside Shopping Centre, although much bigger, glass roof, large building next to it where you know there's the wind power on top of, and the long range transmitter.
I have to go buy some things. I'll leave.
Is James on patrol at the top?
He is, yes.
Yeah,
So this old guy with long, like mid-length grey hair, Kubra, gives you a bit of a nod.
And we'll continue in.
He's walked off already.
Yes, I'm not surprised.
Where do you go?
I go grab a piece of food for the little bit of scrap I have left, and then I head to the toy guy.
To which guy?
The guy who has
Oh,
toys
the
and stuff.
curiosities.
He still has the drone.
He's still there, and he still has the drone.
Sweet. I pull out my hub battery.
Yep.
Hello, sir. I came across this, and I realized you said you traded that for a hub battery for that. If you're willing to make the same deal, I'm sure no one else has come by to buy such a thing.
For the cube.
No, for the drone.
Oh, well, yes, I traded. Yeah, that's okay.
How big is this drone, just to be clear?
It's a quad drone, so it's about that big.
Damn it! I really want it now. No, I still want it. I want the drone.
And like the controller's about the same size.
I take the drone. Even though I have the
Takes the
battery.
batteries. You see you put it down, and he just gets like it's a little device out. Do you recognise it as a multimeter? And he just checks to see there is some charge in the battery, even though it's basically flat. It looks like yeah. Okay, deal.
I'm immediately gonna try to fly it.
Okay. It's Dex and Drive.
Oh boy. You ain't got no drive.
So that's probably going to be 1 dice.
2 dice? I got 3 decks.
No, you take a -1 penalty if you're not trained in the skill.
I have 3 decks, so -1.
Yeah, so 2.
Yeah, you originally
No, I
said
have
one.
3. Did you say -1 already?
No, it's -1 because you're not trained in the skill.
Yeah.
If you have 3 decks, then yeah, 2.
Yeah.
Sorry.
1 success.
Well, it doesn't stack it.
Yeah, you don't do particularly well, but you sort of do fly it around a little bit. As you're flying it, you notice there's looks like a little screen on the controllers, but it doesn't work. Eventually, the guy walks over and he's like, "Oh, if you press this button here," and he just sort of like leans over and just presses a button on the controller, and the thing comes back over and lands on his table.
Yeah.
And he goes, put that in place and you hold that button down till like you hear that beep, and it'll always try to get back there when you press that button.
Okay. Take it away. Then I walk away somewhere that's not, he can't see, and I do that. Just in some random corner that's hidden.
Yeah, it works.
Place it right in your head and then hold the button.
It'll always find me.
You have no idea how it works, but it works.
I'll sort of walk up to someone who looks a bit more senior. We're looking for Lincoln. Do you know where he is?
Yes, I think he's in, sort of looks over, those fields over there.
Thank you.
And he points at one of the buildings. And he calls it a field.
Yep. Seems fairly normal.
Yeah.
We don't know any different. So yeah, we'll head over.
Yep.
So you head over. Appears, the door's closed but unlocked.
I'll sort of just politely knock on it first and see if there's a response.
You hear no response.
Sort of, hello?
So you eventually say, "Someone down there."
Yes. Is that Lincoln?
He's up here. And you hear a bit of a whispered discussion. Well, a spoken discussion, but you see the whispers. And then, you see Lincoln sort of come down a flight of stairs and around like this sheep-heavy area. And there are sheep around. So these big, fluffy, angry wool things. Smell like
Angry
sheep.
clouds.
You see Lincoln come down. He's wearing more sort of workman's clothes than before. He's still got his Kuba on. He's got the gun strapped across, but he looks like he's covered in muck. And he smells like it too. He says, Sam.
That's right, yes.
And Skye.
Yes.
I'll be honest, we didn't know who else to turn to, but our people have been taken by the slavers.
Sort of slight smile at seeing. He's like, "Oh. That's not good."
No. We're trying to work out how to deal with it. Have you ever had this before?
We have.
Did you get your people back?
Some. If we've known about it quick enough, and yeah, we've been able to manage to essentially ransom them back. So yeah, we don't like doing that. It encourages them too much. I know some of the people here would refuse that, but depends on who's taken.
So you captured theirs in return?
No, he sort of pats one of the sheep. It's like, we have stuff they want. But, yeah.
How many are there, do you know?
Depends if you mean all the slavers.
The ones who would stand and fight.
Well, it depends which one of their camps you go to, but if it's the near one, it's probably about 30 arms.
More than we can handle, I'm afraid, at the moment.
Not unless we can scare them.
Good luck with that. We've considered it more than once, but they're, as much as I hate using this term, honourable in their own way. If you approach to make a deal, they won't take you or enslave you. They'll deal with you or ask you to leave. If they don't know you're approaching to make a deal, they will just take you. So we normally don't give them a chance.
Is there any way to identify one of their leaders quickly by sight? Or is it too hidden?
Probably generally whoever's the leader has the best equipment. It's true for most places. Not all, but most.
If we were to deal with their leader, would that change anything?
We've sort of never gone that far. We just try to avoid them as much as we can.
How would you feel about us getting rid of them?
If you can, that would be great. Let us know if you do. We believe they're connected to some other groups further to the west. So
I suppose I've got to be selling somewhere.
yeah, we'd hate for there to be reprisals.
How hard is it to train those beasts?
Which beasts?
The large ones with the
the
scales.
The geck.
Quite hard.
So if one in their camp was to not take the training, it could make short work of them, I assume.
Or they're not particularly aggressive creatures. It's more about getting to do what you want without having to beat them.
But it would be inconvenient if they lost theirs.
Yes. They scare easily.
Not if they're well trained. And, well, as far as we can work out, all the ones they have used to be ours, and they're well trained. At least they were for us.
How would you deal with it if you came across one and you had to scare it off?
We normally train them to not be afraid of noise or movement.
What about electricity?
Well, we don't use that to move them around. I've seen the slavers use something similar to what you have there to encourage them to go. Perhaps bright lights. I've seen them sheer away from a torch in the dark.
How far is their camp from here?
A few kilometres.
Is that you to survey it?
It's on a hill, so if you follow this road here, south, Eventually you will reach the corner where, if you look up, you'll see there's two sort of forts, if you will.
So perhaps we should go and have a look.
Maybe. I'm getting an idea though.
Care to share?
On the way, it'll save time.
Right, let's collect Jones. Thank you, Lincoln.
Thank you.
Good luck, and yeah. If it goes wrong, you can come back here. I won't risk the safety of my people, but if you come back here and you need medical care, we'll give it to you. Send you on your way.
I appreciate that. Hopefully it won't come to that. We'll start heading back to try and find Jones.
Yeah.
I'll meet up with them somewhere. I'll have my drone him though.
Yep. So he just meets you out the front gate.
Eating my meat on a stick.
We're heading this way. Let's walk.
Let's walk and talk. I have a plan. So we've learned a bit more about the slavers from Lincoln. I have an idea. We currently have 2 bullets. We can make our best use of them if we fire one at their geck. It'll take out their main source of transportation. We fire the other at what we assume is their leader, and then talk to their next in charge. And we give the threat that will pick off more of them over time if they don't give our people back.
I'll sort of pull the LMG off and hand it to Lucas.
This is useless.
If we're going for intimidation, it's more useful than anything else.
And she can have it because she can't shoot anyway.
I mean, part of a threat is that you can make good on it.
They don't know you can't shoot.
You're not going to shoot anyway, you may as well look like you're capable of it.
You make a good point. Sling. Oh, that's heavy.
Heavier with ammunition. Well, let's look first and then make our decision.
But the main focus should be attempt to fire at the leader and the geck. The geck will be an easy target because it's so large. It will also mean it gets put out of its misery. It should be able to take it out with a single shot, given what it did to those people.
I think the leader first. If he starts moving or she starts moving, it's going to be much harder to track. A geck, on the other hand, should be much easier.
Because it's so big and will leave a trail.
Why do we need to kill the guy?
It'll make it inconvenient for them. They won't have their main source of transportation. They'll have to move all their slaves on foot. It'll be slower and it'll be easier for them to get away, so it'll be inconvenient.
Everything Lincoln said is that it's not like a small group of raiders, it's a big group and they have multiple yaks, yeah?
He told us 30 for the camp.
You have heard what they have told you.
Alright. That's right.
We've only seen one geck, so we assume there's one geck.
I do not think they only have one gek. We have seen many geks out there. They appear to be quite common. If they just take what they want, taking geks is as easy as taking people.
True.
Lincoln mentioned that they were his once, so they've obviously had to trade for them.
Or just take them.
I don't think Lincoln would have allowed that. Not from what he was saying.
So they probably either had to trade geks and or sheep in the past in order to get their people back.
Which means their resources would be limited for them.
But we can use that to our advantage. If their resources are heavily limited, they're probably trading everything they can to keep up weapons and armour, and then food where possible, and using intimidation in order to get those. So if we can siege them out with the threat of killing them using the big gun.
Well, let's have a look first. We'll see what these buildings are like. Maybe we come back with more explosives.
That could also work.
We'll just keep heading south, following the direction.
Sure. You taking any survival check to start with?
As we get about halfway to where it's expected to be, I'll start suggesting we go through buildings and things.
My survival at mine. Oh, so with survival at mine's 2.
Survival -2. 1 success.
Yeah. And stealth from everyone. If you're going slowly and carefully through the buildings, +1.
Stealth.
Dexterity. Yeah, standard stealth is stealth and dexterity.
2 successes.
1 success.
Number 1 success.
Yeah, so you guys keep walking closer and closer and closer, all the way sort of up the slope of Portrush Road. Eventually you start to see that the road ends and forest goes up a hill. To the left is a forest covering a foothill, and you can't quite see clearly what's on top of any of the foothills there.
Do you think this is where it's going to be? In amongst the trees?
Probably. He did say it was on top of the hill, and this looks pretty on top.
The hills go up much further. Perhaps we could go around and look down on it.
Maybe. If we can find a good vantage point that they're not going to see us.
Well, it's best to play it safe. Let's stick to the forest. Use the trees as cover. Let's go around.
Let's try.
So were you going through the foothills or the road still?
Foothills. Trying to go around and up the main hills behind.
Yeah. So you start doing that. It's pretty difficult going. The ground, there's no path here or anything like that. It's just behind houses essentially. After you've gone back a couple of blocks. Can everyone make strength and stamina checks? You're walking through this deep mud.
2 successes.
2 successes.
1 success.
Eventually you get to the top of one of these foothills and you look over and you see that there's a large, essentially wooden fort built at the top of one of the hills.
No.
Then there's a valley that comes back up, not quite as high, and there's another smaller one.
How big do they look?
Bigger than what 30 people would hold. Bigger than, yeah.
Notes.
They look sort of like almost Moat and Bailey like, in the sense of like there's an outer wall, goes up on the hill a bit, another central fort. There's definitely a couple of walls. See people doing patrols around the top of the walls.
I'm going to study them and take as many notes on their patterns as I can. I can't explain it in security terms, so I'm going to explain it in layman's terms. But
Such as?
well, like clockwise and counterclockwise, and like numbers of people, and like quick shorthand diagram of what it looks like, and with arrows of where they're walking. So like it doesn't have terminology, but it has diagrams.
Yep. Can you make wits of composure?
Sure. I'm going to also add a willpower to this because she is really trying. This is very important to her. Two successes. Not the best I could have rolled, but you know.
Worth a willpower.
Worth the willpower.
So you're seeing that the outer wall has about 5 people on it, a couple of them doing patrols, a couple of people stationary. The inner wall looks like a similar amount. Looks like there's cages inside the inner wall. There's like tents and stuff between the inner wall and the outer wall. So from what you can gather, the slaves themselves live between the outer wall and the inner wall. The slaves are kept corralled in the centre.
That just means it's easier to release them.
You then notice that there's a point where one of the wall guards is missing, and you saw them before. And you sort of pay a bit more attention, then you see it's just a bit of a glint of light, and they're aiming a gun at you. Roll initiative.
Fuck.
I rolled crit success on spotting you guys.
God damn it.
13.
That's just her.
Okay.
Ah,
15. I got a nat 10 for initiative.
Good. Because they have a rifle and I got a crit success on the attack.
Oh boy. I'd like to take the dodge action.
So you just would dodge. You go prone. So you just drop down and just exactly where your head was. This bullet just hits the tree right behind you. Just explodes out the bark. It's a pretty long shot. Good shot.
On the ground, more notes.
I start
There's like-
skirting up the hill a bit and cover, so if they do come down, I've got a flanking position
Yeah.
on them.
I'm hiding.
I'm so glad you said that. That probably would have one-shot you.
I'm so glad I got the crit success on initiative.
I got 5 successes off 6 dice.
Oh boy.
Okay, so you're down. You're sort of making sure they can't flank you. You're hearing shouts and calls out. Then you start hearing barking of animals. And then the barking starts coming closer, and I start calling the people.
I pull out my sword.
And pull it up.
Sword.
I'm gonna start climbing away. They know the plan, this is fine. I'm just gonna start climbing away somewhere, anywhere. Directly away.
When I hear the dogs, I'm going to start moving up a tree.
Yep.
I'm going up.
Do we know anything about dogs?
Yeah, they do use guard dogs in the bunker. There's not many of them, but yeah.
Do I know that they have a great sense of smell?
Yep.
And they're great at tracking?
Yep.
Do I know they can't track in water?
That's a lie.
Obviously not anybody.
What is your animal handling skill?
0.
Nope.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna keep hiding.
So
I'm gonna try and go as far
I'm
away as
gonna find a nice
possible
cave.
uphill.
so you're going uphill.
I would have found a big tree, climbed up it, and had my rifle something pressed against it, waiting.
So perhaps a leading question. What side of the tree do you climb?
The far side.
And when you go uphill,
Is it up?
I just want to make sure I'm picturing uphill as like you've gone just over the crests.
Sure.
So you'd be like turning your back to them
Sure.
because they're going to take another shot at you.
Yep.
But you're going to get partial cover bonus.
Yep.
And the tree next to you gets another shot. You just get covered in wood chips.
Keep going faster. Keep going faster.
It's this like very overgrown section of the forest.
Keep going faster.
You hearing the dogs get closer. Hearing her run. Same too.
How many dogs do we roughly hear?
I think you hear 4.
And do we hear the sound of people?
There are definitely people, but it's a bit more indistinct because all the dogs are barking. You don't know if the people are keeping quiet or shouting directions or anything.
And there's no
You can
lights.
hear at least 2 voices shouting directions, and it sounds like they're coordinating.
Yeah, but I don't see any lights or anything.
No, it's daytime.
Oh, damn it. Why do we come in daytime?
So we could see. Same reason they saw us.
Yeah. It was a bad time.
Yeah.
This was a
You
mistake.
hear the dogs get closer and closer.
I'm up the tree, so I'm,
Yeah.
with my animal can, I'm assuming I'm safe from my training that they can't really get up trees to get to
True.
up things.
So you also know from your guard dog training that the dogs are probably just leading people with
Yeah.
actual weapons.
That's why I'm standing there with the weapon
Okay.
ready.
Baton out. Keeping running. Baton.
You're sort of over the other side of the hill.
Yeah, I'm keeping going. But with the baton.
What are you doing?
I guess I'm hiding.
Whereabouts are you hiding?
I would like to find some sort of tunnel or cave. So there's only one entrance and I can put my gun in it.
Roll a chance dice.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Give me a cave.
You got a 0?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have asked that.
You see like a sort of large older tree that looks like it's been eaten out by something that you can't. It's termites, but you don't really know what it is. But it means there's a hollow underneath it that you could probably curl up almost fetal position like in if you pulled some plants across.
Yep, I do that. Is there an oven door around?
No. There you go, I rolled a 1. So can you roll stealth? I'll give you a +2 bonus.
And dex,
Yep.
yeah. 1 success.
Yeah, the dogs get close enough that you can now start to see glimpses of colour movement behind trees. They don't seem... are you actually stealthing in general?
Yeah, I'm behind the tree sort of.
Did you roll dex stealth?
Okay.
+1?
You can do it now. You can do it.
That was 2 successes.
Alright. So you see this pair of dogs. They're not on leashes or anything like that, but they're not moving super quick either. They're letting their handler keep up. Heads over in the direction Jones is. Another couple start coming closer to you, and you do see there's 2 people. Only one's calling out to another group, following the dogs. They both have very heavy leather armor on. They have like batons essentially at their side, not stun ones, just like the blunt weapons, which you think would be handy if you're trying to like catch people alive. But they do both have, one has a pistol, one has a shotgun. Part of their leather armor looks like it's being reinforced with metal as well. Yeah.
That just means burn damage when I hit them with the baton.
Yeah, so there's two dogs that look like they're coming towards you, and these 2 guys. And you see a similar pair headed off to where Jones is.
Yeah. I wait, lining up my shot as I get closer.
Yep. They're probably both the closest you're happy them getting. It's a pretty big and unwieldy gun. If they're too close, it's going to be an issue.
You don't have the really big one on you. You have your regular one, I think.
I've got the big one, but I've got mine.
Okay. I was imagining you had the big one.
No.
Well,
yeah, I was
not
really
on a
confused
tree.
because I swore I still had the massive one.
No, you have light machine gun.
Okay,
Oh, the LMG you've got. I've got the big
right, yeah.
rifle,
Okay.
but I'm using my normal rifle.
Okay, so they're still at the point of optimal firing range. You're hearing barking get closer and closer towards you.
How deep is this tree?
Not very deep. It's the best I could come up with.
Yeah, they wouldn't have allowed something.
You should have come up with a more
We're taking
convenient
a warm
option.
rat hole. We're taking a warm rat hole.
With warm rats in it? Yeah, sure.
I mean, I have a storm. I like it. Warm rats come out, dogs attack the warm rats, something.
I mean, he's got a point.
Plan, no, he doesn't. Plan with all the drawback.
As I've got it lined up, I'm just going to
I
put it in
didn't
my
say it was a
throat.
good point.
Yep.
When they look up and see me,
Yep.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yep.
And the dogs come over and start barking up the tree. They see you and duck behind trees.
Shoot their dogs. Murder their dogs.
Do you do anything else?
I say, we're here to talk. We've heard you're honourable in your trades.
Gone.
You have some of ours. We want them back.
Hear a brief whispered discussion. We saw there's more of you. Where are they?
Behind me. You fired at them. They fled.
Yeah. Take the road next time. Alright. Because you hear dogs come back to where they are. Alright. Come down.
Swing the rifle and start climbing down on the opposite side of the tree.
And the rest of you come out.
Are they within earshot?
Well, certainly the other dog handlers are. And you hear it. These dogs that were starting to get close to you pull back. They step out. Well, one of them steps out from behind the tree.
I step forward.
Yeah. So it looks. He actually has some of the burn marks on the face, like from Burn Village. But you see that his hand, his right hand, has been burnt. But it doesn't look as bad as the other ones. And it looks like it's kind of healed but poorly over time, like a long time ago. So it's got that white deep burn look.
Stand there waiting to see if they show up.
Odds, I've heard them. Evens, I have not. Evens, I have not. I'm currently curled up on the other side with the stun baton crying and shaking.
Crying all over a stun button. That'll go well.
It's just sitting out in front of me.
So what do you do?
I'm obviously hiding in the street still.
Yeah. Alright, where are they?
Can I roll perception to see if I know where they are?
Yeah,
What do I roll for that?
that's wits composure.
It's composure.
He didn't roll too well at his stealth check. He did.
She's not exactly hiding the best.
1 success.
So you've sort of gone over the hill though.
True.
That you normally defense would win, but you know Jones, so you look around for hidey holes, and eventually you see that there is a tree that looks like it has one, but the brush is pulled across it. It's a little bit of a distance away.
I can't be sure, but I think your dogs found them. You did fire at them. You can't blame them for being cautious.
How far?
You guys were sneaking around towards us. You're lucky we're talking.
So we'll look up the tree, yes.
I was told Davey she needs to be a better shot. Alright,
No,
so
you got a critical success. She was excellent.
It's just I rolled better on initiative.
alright, so there's a guy and a girl with you. Where are they?
Well, the girl ran straight up and over the hill. I think he might be in the tree over there.
We'll get him.
Jones! Waters!
Odds are here, evens are don't. It was the same one as last time, even.
I'm coming
Traumatized.
out.
Sorry?
This is not one of your terrible plans. I'm not coming out.
Well,
You
I'm here.
say out loud.
They're probably 3 hills over by now.
Alright, we'll talk to just you then. Come on.
Yay.
I'll
But
follow.
also, oh no.
I know. They'll follow you.
Okay.
They don't take away your weapons or anything like that, but there's 2 guys with guns right behind you.
Yeah.
They direct you in, and you get closer and closer. You do see that, yeah, there's the outer palisade. It's made out of wood. There is some metal once you get closer, lines it as well on the inside. But they open the gate, let you in, follow in. You see a bunch of very scruffy looking people, but they're all quite well armed.
How well did I hear their discussion?
Not that well.
Alright.
But you heard enough of it to get an idea of what it was.
Did I get an idea of how many people there were?
You heard Bolton and one other talking.
Alright.
Although you heard the other person talking to someone else as well.
I'll wait a while they walk back, just make sure I can't hear anyone's around, and then I come out.
Okay.
And I try and stealth up a little bit to see what happens.
Alright, deck stealth. So yeah, you see a number of these people around. Probably a bit of an odd thing is that there seems to be a lot of people here who aren't armed as well. That just look like they're living here. Similar to the other place, they're not all bastards, like they probably all are, but you know, there are people here who are just tending to like cooking and things like
Trying
that.
to live.
You don't know what their status is, but they don't appear to, you know, be chained up or anything like that. So,
None.
yeah, you think you are walking along fine.
I'm still traumatized.
Yeah.
I'm just curled up in a ball, just like. Why do people keep shooting at me?
So you are led in towards the central palisade. It gets opened. Get just to go in.
Yeah, I'll step forward.
So you get led in. You see that there's a number of wooden and a few metal cages There's people inside. They all sort of look up. Some of them don't really recognise you, like the clothes you're wearing, things like that. Generally, looks of hate or people who are just broken or desperate. And there is a central sort of building that is made. You're led towards it. And it's not particularly big, but it appears to be sort of like the overseer's office. There's lots of windows that look out.
Most important question, did he see Pathfinder 2?
Did you look?
Well, it's kind of why I'm here. Or any of the criminals as well.
With composure.
That is no successes.
You start looking around, taking a moment, you get a hurry up with one of the weapons.
Yeah.
So, time for looking when you're ready to shop.
Yeah.
You say, you know you didn't get a chance to check them all out, but the quick sweep, no one stood out to you. But there are people who are deliberately hiding their faces and stuff from potential buyers, so you just don't know.
They're all the pretty ones. Definitely our Bolton.
Eventually, you get led into this place. Opens up. Nice wooden desk, quite well kept. Probably an antique, genuine antique. There's paperwork on it. There's someone sitting behind it. Sort of quite a old man, fairly overweight. Sort of very long, greasy hair. One eye quite cloudy in colour. Doesn't appear to have any weapons on him. He has strangely coloured bands of metal around his finger, similar around his neck. Has like
already.
Has like a loose top on, so you can just nicely see his guts and a bit of chest hair.
I'm very aroused right now.
It might be the wrong response.
It might be the right one.
So, alright. Who are you?
You can call me Bolton.
Alright. What brings you here, Bolton?
You have my people. I want them back.
Alright, what do you have to trade?
What do you want? We don't trade in people before you ask.
Well, we do, so you're going to have to.
We're trading for people, not with them.
Semantics. Whatever gets you to the night. What do you have?
What do you need?
We always need air. We always need everything. And whatever you give us, but even if we don't need it, we'll trade it on to other people for people.
Need to know you've got the goods first.
Alright. Who are you looking for?
No, let's sort of describe what they look like when they're taken, where they're taken from.
Yes, those ones. I think I can help you there.
They're all here, all safe.
Didn't say that.
I'm asking now.
Think two of them are.
And what of the other?
I'd have to check my records. We'll go see who's here. So he gets up, struggles out of the desk. Like, you're just not used to seeing quite overweight people. He's obese.
Yeah.
He stands up, picks up like a metal pole to sort of lean on. He walks out, leaning on that. Other guys just falling behind him and paying deference as he walks through. What are you doing?
I am trying to get close to the gate, but I'm making sure to stay in like pretty much full cover the entire time.
Yep. And so he walks out and he takes you over to a section, and it's like a metal cage that's a little bit behind another wooden cage, and that's probably why you didn't see. He walks over. So you see two people look up and they see you. They're like, Sam! And it's see someone like the red mark of logistics and someone else with the blue of security.
They're missing the admin.
And then one of the guards just clangs on the metal and they shut up. They both look like they've still got some very like large, deep bruises and swelling on their head and jaw. Guy's like, alright. What do you want for him? Or what are you offering for him?
Well, we came to find out what you want and try to fight it for you within reason.
Okay, so well, people aren't cheap.
If you take them, they're free.
That's a good business model. Alrighty. But seriously, what do you guys make?
We make weapons.
Hmm.
Sort of just get the top of the heavy rifle across my back.
He like taps the guy with the pistol. He taps the guy with the shotgun. And the guy hands over like a shotgun shell. So, alright. 100 of them each per person.
100 of the shells.
That gauge.
Can I take this with me?
Yeah.
Take it and sort of put it in my pocket. And what of the third?
What of them?
Well, if I need 300, I'll need to know.
They're not here, so you must have sold them.
How much is the information worth?
That's the thing, isn't it? We don't tell people who our buyers are.
I hate him so much.
Not ever?
Nope.
What about the price? If it keeps going up, surely there's a breaking point.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. At the end of the day, people won't buy from us if it gets out that they're involved in the slave trade. There's people from every settlement who move people for us.
Perhaps not every settlement.
You'd be surprised.
I'll see what I can do. You keep them safe until I return.
How about you leave that big gun as a deposit? You'll get it back.
Clean off.
One
No
of the-
safety.
One of the guards grabs it.
Ain't got no ammo though.
Yeah, done.
Keep them safe. I'll be back shortly.
Sure.
I'm going to turn and start heading out.
As you start walking through, so it says, they're your responsibility now. We're not feeding them or watering them. So you better be quick.
Not keeping them very safe then, is it? I heard you're honourable in your deals.
But yeah, if you want to leave food and water though, we'll put them in a cage.
I'll leave most of my rations. Nothing that's got stamps or
Yeah.
identifiers, but
It amuses him. He clearly did it just to see if you would. He starts walking off.
I'll start walking off.
As you're getting towards the gate, you hear, Sam! Sam! And it's, you look over and you see Joel Fleming, one of the escaped prisoners.
Is that the same one we saw first time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the slavers, yeah.
I just look at him.
It's like, Sam, get me out of here! He doesn't have any markings of the bunker or anything like that on him.
I just keep walking.
Ooh, shit. Waterbird.
Yep. Yeah. So you just walk out?
Yep.
Do you look back at all?
I mean, probably.
You see their leader. He's paying a bit of extra attention to Fleming. It's like, But yeah, then you get escorted back out.
Yeah.
As you do, you see one of the guards up on the palisade. Seems to be lining something up with his gun. Just get escorted out. And yeah, they leave you essentially at the gate. And the guys are like, next time, take the road.
Keep walking and just start calling out. Waters! Jones! Assuming that they probably saw me the whole time, now they've seen me come out safe. That's what I'm going for.
I've finally gotten odd. I can finally hear you.
Are
Yeah.
people following you?
Hmm?
Did you say there were people following you?
No, they stop at the thing.
Right, I'll wait a while until he's quite far away, then I'll meet up.
Okay,
That's
so
alright,
A
so
wild Jones appears.
my plan is that after coming out of that panic attack, I'm gonna try and, using the edge of the hill, come back around to where we first went into the forest.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm far enough away, but I can hopefully wait for the others to come back. I still have my stun baton and I'm still crying.
Do you think to look for her there?
Where?
What on the?
I mean, I'm walking and calling out for them. I'm
Okay.
not looking.
Do you basically just follow your track back?
Yeah, but I'll follow the road.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm back.
Alright, so eventually you find her on the edge of the road. And Lucas catches up out of nowhere, as he tends to do.
I'll pull out the shell. 200 of these for 2 of our people back.
But there's 3.
There's 2 there.
Where's the other one?
I don't know.
this seems like a bad plan. If you pay them, they're just going to take more of our people, and then we're just going to give them more ammunition.
Yes. Yes, we are. You've been to the firing range, you know what happens when the ammunition's faulty.
I'm glad we had the same idea.
So have I.
I trust you can do this.
If anyone
So
can make
I
faulty
actually made
ammunition,
bullets before.
it's you.
Well, he's the weaponsmith, the former weaponsmith.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would
But
have.
you're the one with experience blowing people up.
You could probably work out. I mean, it's not too complicated. Just get gunpowder wrong enough,
Alright.
and something interesting will happen. Whether or not it's nothing or too much.
Err on the side of too much.
Yes, I can do that. But this seems like a lot of wasted gunpowder.
We can make more.
It's the lives of our people. We don't leave them behind if we don't have to.
Okay.
So you guys head back to the bunker. Do you,
Should we head to Lincoln and tell him the plan?
No. Too many liabilities if too many people know.
Yes, I suppose you can deny it if he doesn't know it.
Exactly.
Yep, so we'll head back to the bunker then?
Yep.
I will be just checking to make sure no one's following us.
sure, it's composure.
One success.
No one.
Head back.
You reach back. Yeah. People are pretty happy to see you, but you just get from the tone that people know.
Why we were gone.
Yeah. And that, in fact, it's only 3 back. Sort of a few disappointed faces.
Let's go straight to the minister.
Yes. We need to make sure this plan's approved before we go ahead with it.
Yeah, even as you enter, you hear like one of the security players CV, and it's like, let the minister know Pathfinder Team 1's back. So you guys head back down to her office, and she arrives just a moment later. Sits down at her desk. Sam, everyone, what happened?
We've got some good news. We've found 2 of the team. The 3rd is missing and sold from what they've told me. That will be another task. They won't tell me where. Take out the shell. They've requested 200 of these in exchange for our 2.
Seems like a lot. Alright. The fact you have that suggests you intend for us to pay it.
Not fully.
Go on.
If they're tampered with, if they're not made correctly, they'll explode.
Interesting.
If a few from the batch aren't made quite right, it can make their guns explode, cause enough of a distraction. There has to be just enough that it will cause problems, but not too much that something will clearly be up.
I like this. We get our people back and there's a bit of a sting in the tail.
It shows not to cross us.
Plus, we all know what happens when ammunition explodes in guns. One less gun for them.
I like this. Make it happen.
I'll go down to logistics.
Yeah.
So I head down, I'm guessing, to the same people that are working on the scopes and the guns.
You're probably just a straight up weaponsmiths. Like, yeah, that's like special development team.
Your friends.
My man.
Well, it is. Yeah, I mean, there's probably at least 2 more Boltons there.
Yeah. I will ask Jones to come with me if he's free.
Yes.
I'm going to. I want to be involved.
So you're working, it's like, hey, Bolton!
Hey, Bolton.
Someone across the room is like, hey, what? It's like, ah.
I work and I put the ammunition down. So, you know back in the day when we get bored, make things explode. Guess what you get to do again?
No, I don't. Yeah, right.
This time we won't get arrested for it.
See, I can't believe they let you in.
I guess they forgot about it by then.
Yeah, I always blamed him over there. It's like, yeah, I know! Alrighty. What do you need exactly?
200. And I need some of them to blow up when they fire.
Okay.
I brought Jones with me. I'm sure he might have some interesting ideas on how we can make it happen.
Yeah, make it happens. Not the hardest part, but extra people. Many hands, light work. Wouldn't mind if we borrow you.
I've got nothing else to do. I can let them know I won't be in today.
Assume this is one of those Pathfinder special rush jobs?
Yes, the sooner the better. It's people at stake.
Yeah, well you've been keeping us busy down here.
Oh, don't want you to get lazy.
Yeah. What's this I hear about you? Yeah, walking around. There's no bullets in that thing.
It's intimidation.
Pointed at you. If you thought there were bullets in there, and I told you to put your gun away and you were holding a pistol,
I probably pulled the trigger
because you're an idiot, but most people would.
No.
And this is why we got arrested.
Yes. It was funny though.
Yeah.
What was the guy's name? Graham? The security guy that caught you?
Yes. I guess he learned to forgive me.
Alrighty. Alright guys, rush job. Feel free to stuff it up. You heard the man.
If you don't, you'll be in trouble.
Stuffing it up is actively encouraged.
Not too much and not all of them, though. Don't want it to be too obvious when people are firing these.
Nice. So what's the idea? You get them to shoot the good ones at you until the guns explode?
Well, that'd be nice. Make it quick and easy then.
That's a terrible idea.
I'm hoping they're not going to be shooting at us at all. But when they try to shoot at someone, well...
I've managed to miss enough gunshots, I should be fine.
Well, let's not keep trying our luck.
It's always the attitude to have. Alrighty. So they start.
Do we
Then I'll
have
jump in and
grenades in the
start
bunker?
whooping.
Do we have grenades?
Not in this room.
No, in the bunker in general.
There are incredibly few of them.
Do we have homemade explosives?
You have access to gunpowder equivalent.
Do we have dynamite?
No.
Damn it.
Do
Can
we
I
have
make a big
C4?
bomb?
Hmm?
Can I make a big bomb?
The
It's like a
biggest
sword.
in like size that doesn't work very well? or-
Yeah, because there's still gunpowder, isn't there?
You know what? You guys would probably have pretty decent fertilizer.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have petrol though, so.
But there's cars out. Oh, that's probably one.
No.
How long does petrol go away?
Hmm?
Is there any petrol left in the cars outside? No.
Not this amount of time.
Have I
after.
seen any petrol at the burn village?
No. Roll intelligence and science -2. You roll dexterity and crafts with your weaponsmithing speciality, if you have that.
2 successes.
Are you assisting?
Yes, I want to help.
Dexterity and crafts.
Cool. I have 1 dice.
2 successes.
No success. I'm making the ones that break.
No, we wanted to break later.
All mine explode.
All your dice explode?
No, all my bullets. Yeah, all my dice exploded like 10 times. It's amazing.
Did you succeed?
2 successes.
The admin who clearly has no idea what she's doing but is trying. It's just like, no, like this.
Well, someone's got to like move stuff around and organise it.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
You're cleaning the shells out before you refill them.
Doing what admin does best.
Extra paperwork.
Cleaning up these main streets.
So yeah, you work out. Yeah, basically you could probably make like a shaped charge with a gunpowder, or maybe like a trap where you put weight on it and it detonates.
But I couldn't make one big enough to blow up one of the entire forts.
No.
Okay.
I mean, not with practicality.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, think of like Skyfall, all the traps they made in that with shotgun shells.
We're in an old mansion now.
I don't suppose we have copious amounts of poison gas here.
Yeah. Well, as in deadly chemicals that are fumes. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Can I make like... I don't want to say tear gas, but...
Mustard gas.
Yeah, it's mustard gas. But
Agent
the non-Nazi
Orange.
kind. The non-Nazi kind.
So World War One
Agent
kind.
Orange.
So you want to make the World War One kind, whereas everyone was using it before they realised it was a bad thing.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you can do that. Intelligence and science. Crit fail.
Crit success.
So good it kills everyone in the bunker.
Again.
2 successes.
Right, so you spend the night organising that. You guys spend the night rush job on all the rounds. It'll take the next shift part of the time to do it as well, assuming you guys actually want to rest.
I'll keep working through. I'm used to doing double shifts.
All right.
I'm going to rest. I'm not used to this. I've had too many panic attacks lately.
So, what kind of quantity are you looking into making?
I want enough that I could, like, if possible, wipe out a whole fort.
I'll have to gas all of them.
Yep.
Well, you only have to gas
Just
the
kill
between
all the
shifts.
slaves too.
People were no longer prisoners.
I'm
You
freeing the
can't be a
slaves.
prisoner if you're dead.
It's probably practically if you is Jones genuinely concerned about the safety of the prisoners?
No, they're dead. They're slaves. They're dead.
Can't be a slave if you're dead.
Okay, so you could probably make devices that if you threw in would shatter and cover an area, but probably not the whole area at once. More because you know that you don't know enough about wind patterns or like.
Yeah.
You know it would work for a whole area of the bunker.
And I would also try to bring up some sort of like sling gun that I can shoot from far away.
Oh, like a slingshot.
Alright, well we're about to take a break. We'll work out between us during the break exactly what you're doing. And so on that, you guys are making all your implements of destruction, some too much destruction, some literally war crimes.
Helping!
And some probably stopping us from being too war crimey.
Helping!
So we'll see you in 10-15 minutes to see how wrong this goes. and we're back in the WMD workshop. Actually, so the next day, partway through the next day, sort of late afternoon. No wait, it'll be about 4 a.m. by the time it's all completed.
Oh boy.
So it's not like a full day. It's a good solid 2/3 of a day. You have your essentially mustard gas.
I like that word.
Hmm?
Can I have
Tomato sauce gas?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Tomato gas.
In
I want ketchup gas.
This is Australia, mate. We don't use ketchup.
in deference to
Dead horse.
the things that will
Dead
kill
horse.
Ishtar, you can have capsaicin gas.
I like it.
Thanks.
Possibly in game and real life.
Yeah.
I would like kiwi gas.
Kiwi gas?
Yeah.
Alrighty, just pick one and you can name it, you invented it.
Sweet.
So all the bullets are ready. They're put in containers. Just like backpacks. They're sort of wrapped up in essentially like Hessian. So yeah, you guys are alerted that it's all ready when you are. Whether you want to go there in the day or not, it's up to you.
I was probably alerted at the time because I would have been there working with them.
Well, yeah, like, hey Sam, go tell Sam it's ready.
Hey Sam, it's ready.
No, it's Bolton. So yeah, you have all this, you have that. What do you guys do?
Well, no point in delaying. Let's get them out and get them safe.
Alright.
Don't the surfaces usually work to the sun? Is the sun out?
It should be, I think.
I don't know how the surface times work.
Well, we've been out a couple of times and I think it was sun up by now.
Let's check.
So you guys head out. It's still dark.
Maybe not yet.
That's what I thought.
Well, well, let's go get ready, prepare. Surely.
But as you look out, you do see there's some floodlights covering the little fake township out the front. They've got most of the walls ready by now. So yeah. So you guys wait till dawn?
Yep.
And then head off?
Mhm.
What path do you take?
The roads.
Roll survival, please.
That is 1 success.
No drop fares for you today.
We
Yeah.
should also be careful and make sure that they're not just going to fire at us once we give them.
Lincoln seems to think they're honourable in their deals.
We should still prepare for the possibility just in case. It's
I believe
not
Jones
ideal,
has.
but
So, yeah, you guys head through around down Port Rush Road. See these two places on the hills.
I'm going to break off into the trees and head to the other one.
Which other one?
Whichever one we did go to last time.
Okay, so there's a smaller one, so on the western hill, so to your right as you approach it.
Yeah.
It seems to be back a little bit, like the one on the left is on a sharper hill top. And there's some, looks like they've fixed up some old pathways off this ruined, larger bitumen road that goes between these hills and further out. To the right, it does slope up slower, and it looks like they just cut a path through the trees.
Yeah, I'm just going to sneak up close enough that I can track these in if needed.
Stealth, please.
I'm going to wait by that specific spot in the road from before, so that if he doesn't come back, I can pull a runner back to the bunker. Just in case. Just in case.
2 successes.
I'm inspired with confidence.
Well, everyone's
That's
so
my
confident.
friends just disappearing to the woods.
Everyone's so certain that you're going to do a good job that
Yeah.
they don't need to do it by yourself.
You don't need backup.
So,
Well, I don't. I think we're as
I
confident
mean,
we die.
so what are you carrying? Because 400 shotgun shells gets
That's
a bit heavy.
most of what I'm carrying. I have my rifle with some ammunition.
Yep.
A couple of rations, and that'd be about it.
So you head up there. There's not much noise coming from inside. You do see people at the walls.
I sort of pull the backpack around and show them that I've got something.
Yep. So yeah, you can see eyes and guns track you as you walk up this path. As you get closer, they A couple of them sort of break off a bit and stop paying attention as it's clear you're alone. And very alone. You get up, you show it, and they're like, alright. One moment. Time passes. About 10 minutes later.
He said 1 moment.
It's a very long moment.
Gate opens. Rather tired looking one of the guys from yesterday. There's like, oh, you came back.
Yes.
Right in.
Follow in.
Sort of, he's half out of it. He's not paying even near as much attention as last time.
Shank.
Yes, if you want. And he leads you in to the inner palisade gate, which gets open, leads you through. Even like slaves are basically asleep at this point. There's guards around and that's it. There's no movement in the camp. He leads you across to the sort of the office, if you will. You head in, sort of sits down. He's like, alright, 2 shotgun shells.
Put the back down and unzip it slowly and start pulling out the small packs of shells.
He starts counting it out. Goes back, counts it out again. And the one we gave you. Puts it back in his pocket. Takes one, slides it in. He gives it a pretty good little observation. Jeez. Alright, looks good. Puts it down.
Just make sure you're maintaining your weapons that are of high caliber.
Yeah. Okay, this way. I need the keys. Give me a sec. Just wait outside.
Don't forget my weapon as well.
Ah, yeah, of course.
I had walk outside.
Yeah. Close the door behind you. You're like, oh, where are they? Then you hear like sound of something metal being opened. Something metal being closed. You hear ding ding ding. This guy, he comes out. He's got like a key ring. He's got like your big gun. He's sort of got his shotgun under one arm. He's like, there you go.
Sling it.
He walks over to the cage and you see the two members of Pathfinder 2 that are there. Look up, very hopeful. He just unlocks like a padlock on the door, opens it. Alright, you've been bought, fuck off.
With me, come on.
They get up very gingerly. Payne, one of them you see picks up your like canteen, and then they start limping out. One of them looks like got a busted knee as well. They can't hand it to you. Your hands are basically full, but they start following you. They're not waiting any time.
Yeah, I sort of grab the one with the injury, put his arm over my shoulder and help him out.
Yeah.
Time to go very quickly.
Yeah, you get out. Let's see if he's awake. Nope. Said criminal's not awake.
Yeah.
You get escorted back out. Further and further to the second gate. Get let out. Alright, just take the gate next time. Take the road. Come up. Yeah, that. Bye. Fuck off.
See you soon.
You will.
And keep heading off.
So how bored do you get?
Not bored enough to massacre a whole world. For no reason.
Yet.
Wrong character.
No.
Is it really?
Yeah, so you leave with these two going down this hill. They're both in a world of hurt. They don't speak or anything like that apart from occasional thank you. You get back to the main road.
Connect back with Skye. I'm gonna start checking it over their injuries.
Do you see? You keep an eye out for them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see them leave.
I head back down.
Into medicine.
Cool. One success.
appears to be just blunt force, like. But even after one success, you see, nothing permanent was done to them. They'll have scars. Guy might not be able to see totally clearly out of his right eye for a little while, but no, like. Best way to put it is these guys didn't damage the goods in a permanent way.
You two will be okay in time. You just need some rest. Safely home.
Oh, I never want to leave again.
Yeah, that's very fair. Come on, let's go home.
One more important thing I need to ask. You were on the inside. What happened to the third member of your party?
Yeah, he was bought.
Did you see by who? What they looked like? Anything?
Yeah, it was by a group. They said. Yeah, they're called the Regulators.
Regulators.
Did they look well armed?
Very.
Better than the facility?
Yes. They appeared organised, uniforms. If anything, I'd say the slavers were afraid of them. They didn't negotiate much. And the price was nowhere near what you paid. In fact, I think the price was protection.
That information may be more helpful than you realise.
Okay.
Did you see anyone else? Any other groups come through?
A few. Those white robed ones, the Acadians.
Did they buy?
No. No, wait. They fixed some of the technology they were given. Yeah, and they look and they talk a bit. I was like, no, you were half out of it, and it's like, yeah. They arrived in some sort of flying machine.
Flying machine? Like a bird?
Sort of. It had like metal blades, like a fan, but on the top.
And it could fly. That's
Made a
terrifying.
hell of a noise. Yeah. The other one's, yeah. It was only just we were just coming around. We didn't get too good a look.
Well, let's get you back.
Yeah.
Get some rest.
Please.
Hopefully your memories come back stronger.
There were some groups from south east as well. Apparently there's a farming community or something. Some of the slaves were saying that they wish they could go work there. That they grow a lot of food in the countryside, but they use slaves for all their work. Apparently that's one of the slavers' best markets.
Alright, well we should get back and report all this as soon as we can.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys start heading back.
I sort of fall in step with Waters. So they're scared of the Regulators.
That either says a lot about the Regulators or not enough about the slavers.
What it tells us is, I was told that it could ruin them if their customers are exposed. We could have some ammunition here.
Is every Pathfinder team made of a logistics, an admin, and a security?
Everyone so far that I've seen.
So why would they take the admin? What need have they got for the admin?
They may not have known who they were.
Yes.
For someone who looked strong or young or whatever suited their needs.
It does also depend on, like admin is also the most general of all the jobs. So, yeah.
Having information from the inside about who they're trading with, I think hurts them.
I'm going to go back over my notes and see if there's any information about the regulators from Victoria Facilities packs. I still have my notes. I should be able to find something.
If not, we've got the crystals.
If something exists, I can find it. If something exists. We can also ask Lincoln if he has any information on them.
Surely he would, I would think.
And if we can find Daryl as well, if Daryl knows anything.
Pull out the radio and look over. Daryl, come in. Can you read?
We're going to keep trying.
Get nothing.
Daryl, answer us. We love you. Please.
Like you said, he might be a long way away. We'll keep checking regularly.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he's just gone to the Hulk and it's such a long way away it's not reaching.
He did say he's going up there.
Which is why I assume.
We'll just continue heading back.
Yep. You get back. No real problems. Do you drop in at the Burn Village? Away?
We're going to take them straight home first.
Okay.
We can go to the Burn Village after.
Are you going to avoid the Burn Village?
We'd go past it if it's on the way.
You pretty much have to, unless you make a specific point of not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll pass it, but we're going to take these guys home. And then we'll go back to the Burn Village.
So yeah, as you walk through, some of their security sees you and they clearly know what's up and they just sort of leave you be. You guys get back to the bunker. People are happy to see you now.
Finally.
They could be happier though. They could be like
33%.
yeah, 33% happier.
We went through a carer.
There's not a lot of admin people out here. It's mainly security and logistics. So maybe about 10% happier. Yeah, so you guys get back, they're taken into medical care. Yeah, it does look like security's also going to have a word to them. You're
Get
thanked
all
profusely.
information as possible.
Yeah, Ella calls you in basically as a quick debrief. Alright, I see you got some of the people back. What happened?
We traded, as promised. Our people are back.
Okay.
It's pretty clear cut this time.
Alright, good.
We have
Give-
a lead on where the final member may be. There's another group that they believe he was sold to called the Regulators. We're not sure. I need to go back over my records and the records from Victoria Facilities packs. I'll dredge up anything I can.
Name wasn't on the list of anything from the Victoria facility.
I'll check anyway.
Alright.
It might have been under a different name. They might have been using a pseudonym.
Okay.
And I'll check with Lincoln as well. And Daryl, when we can get in contact with him.
From what the other Pathfinder team were saying, they seem dangerous. Much better armed and equipped than even we are.
The slavers seem to be almost scared of them.
It's not good. Alright, we'll look into it. Good work.
It's getting dangerous out there, more dangerous than we knew.
Mm.
We need to look at our precautions. We need to make sure who's here is safe.
Yeah.
We need to very carefully track when teams are leaving the bunker.
Yeah.
When they're going any further out than the Fate Settlement, we need to make sure that they're safe.
We might look into increasing the size of the Pathfinder teams as well. Alright. We'll give that some thought. Thank you. So you guys head off?
How early is it? Like, how long would it take to get there and back?
Really not very long at all. Wouldn't even be 10 AM.
So we could go to the Burn Village today, just head straight back out.
I think that's a good idea.
I'm gonna go to the armory first and put on my Kiwi away.
Keep putting you what?
Kiwi away.
What
It's
do you-
there just in case.
So Dawn's like, what's this?
Take a whiff.
It's poisonous gas. I was gonna use it to wipe out the slavers, but I might do that later. Hold on to it for now.
Sure. Does it need to be refrigerated?
Yes, if you could make it better, that would be good.
Alright.
Also, I'll pull out my drone. I found this. I heard stories from the people who were enslaved that apparently some people arrived in a bigger version of this. Do you think you could perhaps look at this and make it bigger? Or create something similar that is bigger?
One big enough to ride.
We got the Green Goblin.
I have some ideas. Leave it with me.
It's also controlled by this.
That's probably better. I have an idea. Leave it with me.
Okay.
I'm just imagining now Jones like taking a selfie, like feeling cute, might blow up some delicious way.
It's like the picture of that girl with the burning building behind her. Yeah. Alright, so what do you?
I'm gonna go to work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chip away at some work until we head out to the burn village.
Aren't we heading straight up?
Yeah.
I don't know how long he's going.
And just as a reminder, you're basically all excused from work permanently because you're pathfinders.
That is our job.
My work is going to be logging what happened.
Okay. So you report.
Yeah. Right. Start writing up the report.
Probably doesn't take you too long. So about 11. You head off.
Yep. Sounds good.
You head back to the burn village. And get there.
Huzzah!
Always hoped we would.
Yay! We've been there often enough now.
Yep. Yeah. So what do you do?
I'm gonna go head straight in and look for Lincoln.
You notice that the strange object guy, he's gone.
You can't.
He was one of the outside traders, so he isn't from here.
Wonders.
Alright.
He's a random encounter now. Yeah. So you head in.
Yes, I'm going to look for Lincoln.
Yep.
I'm going to ask one of the nice security men if they know where Lincoln is, because I need to talk to him.
Apparently, yeah, he's up at the long-range transmitter. They escort you guys up. You get the sense that you've been here enough times, you've dealt with Lincoln enough that you're starting to get some trust about you.
Do they still make us take our weapons off as we enter?
The long-range transmitter isn't in like the glass mall area. It's on the building that is attached to it, which weapons seem to be fine there. It's just the area which is basically the homes. That's where they don't like the guns.
Yeah, cool.
So you can walk down the street, but you can't go into a house.
Which is fair.
So yeah, you're led up these flights, these stairs, and this ruined ruined but repaired building. Eventually, the second to top floor, as in the top floor, but not on the roof. Yeah, you come across the room. See, there's more of the computers on than last time. You see Jet's there, Lincoln's there, some other people are there, just sort of basically playing with technology. Security's like, Lincoln, people for you. And he just walks off. And yes. Hi, Ron.
Lincoln, hi. We were wondering if you could give us some information about a certain group. Would you happen to know of a group called the Regulators?
I've heard of them.
Anything you can remember, would you mind telling me about them?
Heard someone talk about them. They're a group dedicated to ending the lawlessness of the wasteland.
What does that mean?
That's a good question, isn't it? I don't know.
Sounds like a large security force.
Then why would they take an administrator?
Who knows?
What? Sorry, who took what?
We found most of our people who were taken by the slavers, but one was already sold to these regulators.
Yeah.
And we're trying to find out where they might be so we can get them back. They deserve to come home.
Forgive me, but from what you've said, it sounds like they're the good guys.
Then maybe they'll let him come home.
All I know.
You've never had any dealings with any of their members?
No. Doesn't mean, hang on a second. Steps over to the transmitter. It's like, Burn Village to Hulk. New. Hulk. Yep. This is Lincoln. You guys heard of the regulators? It's a bit of a pause. Yeah. What about them? I'll put you on to some people. They're not from here, but they're curious. Just answer their questions. They're good people. Sure.
Click. Do you happen to know where we might find them to speak with them?
It's, the old airport. It's, some people call it the jungle now.
Where is that? Is it north, south, east, or west?
Where are you? West of the city, CBD.
Right.
If you get on a particularly tall building west of the city, look for a big patch of trees. It's like a really big patch of trees.
A really big batch of trees. Got it. Thank you. That's very helpful.
Yeah, sure.
Have you had dealings with them before?
Occasionally,
Are they easy to get along with?
as long as you're not causing trouble.
Thank you for your help.
Yeah, that's alright.
Lincoln, do you know how to get to this place?
Basically, as I said, just go to the western side of the city, keep going west. We don't normally trade that far, but I've heard of it.
Do
Yeah,
you know
jungle.
how long it would take to get there?
Where are you guys? It's probably about as far from the city as you are from the city, but further towards the ocean.
Okay. So if we leave in the morning,
We might make it.
we should make it.
Yeah. You could probably make it there before nightfall if you pushed hard.
Well,
Just skirt the city enough that you don't run into the street kings, of course.
is there any other dangers on the way?
Probably.
Anything out of the ordinary?
I don't know the side of the city that well. We sort of most of our trade is around to Marion, and then up to Queenstown.
Do you know of any
Sorry, the
traders?
Queendom.
Any traders that are heading that way today that have stopped by?
Not directly from here, no. We don't send convoys that way because it just goes too close to Street Kings.
And what of the people like that man who had the gadgets? Is there anyone like that in town at the moment?
Oh, there's a couple of people down. Yeah.
Maybe we could ask them if they're heading that way. They might know better.
Maybe. Or at least a good route to take.
Yeah.
I think it's best we head off immediately.
We should.
Thank you again.
Oh, it's okay. Happy to help. Glad you got some of your people back.
Now to get the last. Let's go.
If you don't mind me asking, what did you trade?
Ammunition.
Only a bit of ammunition.
Go on.
Well, hopefully they'll have fewer guns for a while. Let's put it that way.
Oh, you sabotaged them. Yeah, can't say that every sheep we've given them has been the healthiest specimen. Just be careful if you...
We don't intend to trade with them often. Or ideally ever again.
If they get the idea you're giving them tainted goods, they won't be happy.
It's their fault for not maintaining their guns.
Yeah.
I
I'm sure
told
you
them to
won't.
be careful.
Exactly.
Ah, well, you specifically told them to be careful of the thing that will stop working. Well, I'm sure that won't be suspicious.
I told them to be careful of the guns and make sure they're well maintained for high caliber ammunition.
Just be careful. How you guys want to go about it's up to you. Alright. So yeah, go and talk to some of the traders. If you're lucky, one of them's heading that way.
Alright, let's go find out.
Let's go.
So you guys head down, see a bunch of traders. Probably the one that's most interesting is the weapons dealer that you guys dealt with before. So he's even better equipped than you are. He's got like a bunch of ammunition on the table as well. But there's other people around here. There's food traders. There's just general goods, clothes and the like.
Do these look like they're part of the settlement more than...
This, I assume you've gone to the outside area?
Yeah.
Generally, most of it looks like these are outside people.
Okay.
Because you can tell by the faces. So, as soon as you look at the face and they don't have decorative burn marks on them, you know they're not from here. Interestingly enough, though, you do notice one of the traders has a burn mark across his face that looks deliberate, like it's an X.
Snitches get burns, scars, I guess.
I'm going to head to someone and ask if they know of any traders heading west or who head west that can give us some advice.
You eventually directed to the gun merchant.
Yeah, so I'll go over and speak to the gun merchant.
How can I help you?
Hi, I was informed that you have information about heading west. So you've either head west recently or you head there often enough that you know of a safe passage.
Yes.
We're looking to head towards, I believe it was called the jungle. Is there anything to be mindful of in that area?
Fair bit. The jungle itself, some dangerous animals in it. Yeah, there's a fairly newish group there. They've only been there a year or two, called the Regulators. It's one of our best customers.
What kinds of things are they after?
Guns, armour.
Are there any specifics that they're interested in?
No, they just take pretty much everything they can get.
Do they seem nice enough people?
Bit harsh, bit organised.
Would you say fair? Understand a fair trade?
Uncompromisingly fair. They have set prices, but that works for and against.
I see.
If you walk in and ammunition's scarce, you can't charge more, but if you walk in and ammunition's plentiful, they'll still buy you at the same price.
Right, I see.
Well, it sounds like we can deal with them. I think we should go and find them.
Yes, we should.
Paperwork too, lots of that.
They like paperwork.
Eyes just light up.
Oh, well then.
Yeah. Look at this. This goes into his backpack, pulls out like essentially a little passport. It's got like a name. It's got his name written there. It's like he flips it open. There's like stamps.
Fascinating. And they made that?
Yes. Every time I go into the tower, they make me stamp. They make me get a stamp. Every time I leave. Yeah, one of the old world buildings is a tower.
Right. So look for the tower in the jungle.
Yeah.
Right.
The buildings in the middle, you'll see them, they're pretty big.
Right.
But there's one sort of in the middle. It's quite vertical.
So when you go there to trade, how do you ensure your safety in and out?
Well, just I tend to stick to the buildings. Don't walk where I can be seen. Once I get in their area, I look for one of their patrols, announce myself, ask them to go escort me in, and they do.
Are you able to enter for the first time without one of those pieces of paperwork?
Eventually, yeah. I'll ask you a million questions when you go in.
We're definitely speaking with them. This will be fine.
Yeah.
Are there any routes that would be better to take to avoid the Street Kings?
Should be fine. Yeah, if you just sort of head west, just go south of the city, just keep going until you see it.
Their territory is fairly clearly marked. We just avoid that, I suppose.
Yeah, the Street Kings don't really leave the city, except occasionally at night. Some of them get bored and raid. But
I see.
yeah, I have heard of people getting in trouble with the regulators, but only because they've tried, something on.
I see. So as long as you're fair and open, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I see.
Just follow the rules, and if you don't know, ask. They'll explain.
A very good system. I like them already.
Alright, let's go.
Yes, that's...
The sooner we get there, the better.
I agree. Let's go.
Thank you. You were very helpful.
That's okay. How'd the pistol work out?
I haven't used it yet.
Alright. Bye.
Bye. We're gonna head off.
Forward march.
Now I understand why they took an admin.
All the paperwork.
That makes perfect sense.
So you guys are going to head there?
Yes.
Survival check.
Skye is now so happy that someone else understands the importance of paperwork. In this lawless society.
That is 4 successes.
So close to a crit.
You get that fine. And you get a good, quick path. You sort of just follow this guy's this guy takes that road and he sticks to the other side of the Street Kings in the buildings. Oh, there's actually a second path here. And it looks like a lot of people go a slightly more obscure path from the Street King's view, but sort of a secondary road. And following over, it takes you a couple of hours, but eventually you walk to the other side of the city. Let me just get my exact bearings. If you follow that road, will you actually reach the airport directly? I think the answer is yes.
I mean, to be fair, this is also futuristic, so it probably...
It's probably bigger.
There could be some completed roadworks by that stage.
If you want it to, it can. It's your world. It's just based on Adelaide.
I think you'd at the very least get close enough that you'd work out where it is. And you see, you climb up a building every now and then to get your bearings, and as you get closer and closer you look, and you do see a few square kilometres of just trees. In the middle of it there's a few buildings. There is a large central tower.
Cool. I'm going to start looking around for someone and very clearly be looking to speak to someone.
Yeah.
They're administrators. They know the look.
I'm going to open channel on the radio.
Hmm.
Sam Bolton here, looking for member of the regulators.
Let's pause, and you get 2 cutting each other off. So it's there's a brief pause, and then you get... yes, Sam, this is Holland.
We are on the outskirts of your territory. We wish to speak to you.
Very well. We'll send a patrol to meet you.
Thank you. See you soon.
Where are you?
Describes area.
Describes area.
By a tree.
This building, it's got broken windows on it.
We came from
Seems
this
like there was a
direction.
car park that's emptied.
We came from this direction.
We're coming from the southwest,
We were coming from the city.
Southeast.
southeast, west, northish.
We were coming from the southeast via the city.
It's Alright, what does it say on the front of the building?
What does it say in front of the
I
building?
don't know. Bob's Bakery.
Repeat.
Okay, yep, we know where that is. Alright, Major Holland, signing off.
Oh, thank goodness, someone else that signs off properly. I love these people already.
About 10 minutes later, you see 4 people turn up. They've got long coats on. They've got armour on underneath it. They have similar masks to what he's wearing. They cover their face. So they got breathers on, goggles on.
Like a regulator of sorts?
Basically. scuba dive. No. Yeah, they all have rifles, and they're basically marching in step. They come to the nearest intersection and look around, and you guys are.
What if you collect them down?
One of them gives you a nod, and they walk over.
Wonderful to meet you. Thank you for coming out to see us.
Papers.
We don't have any yet. We're happy to apply for some.
Good. Follow us. Fall in step. Sort of move to box you in, essentially. March you in. They don't speak to you unless you speak to them.
We're just gonna. I'm perfectly happy for them to lead.
You reach one of the terminals, not the tower. They march you in, and you see basically almost a bureaucracy. It's an airport terminal that's been modified now. So the desks where they would have once checked people in, you see there's people behind the counters. There's a lot of security around. Surprisingly large number of people as well. Some of them are in queues. There's signs around saying things, like propaganda pieces that the old days. The regulators are protecting you.
Me?
You directly, Sam. One of them says, "Yes, you, Sam."
What's that? Sam? Me, Sam? Yes, Sam Bolton.
No, wait, not that Sam Bolton.
One of my cousins.
Yeah, the other Sam Bolton.
So you get led, all three of you, up to one of these queue. You go, all right, get in this queue. When you get to the front, speak to them.
Thank you.
Back on patrol, boys. Sir.
And we're gonna wait in the queue.
Yep. In real time.
Skye is very happy at this.
Do we have waiting music?
There's like a little band in the corner.
Cantina band.
Dun, 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 dun. I can't still choose that music.
Skye is actually so happy at this. This is a sense of order and sensibility in this horrible world. Something makes sense, and she's so happy.
So you get to the front counter, and there's a woman there. She has sort of hair cut up like this, just wearing glasses. She's like, "Papers?"
We're here to apply for papers.
Good. She takes out 3 single A4 pieces of paper. Please fill these in. She pulls out pencils.
Thank you. Take it immediately.
Over there.
Take it immediately to where we're indicated and start filling it out.
Yes, that's full name, place of birth, current residence, purposes for visiting, everything that you probably don't actually want to say.
Mine is all lies. Except for the fact that I'm male.
Mine is all truth.
Same with mine.
So you guys say Waterfall Bunker?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright.
We don't add facility on the end. We just say Waterfall Bunker.
Yep.
They don't have to know we're a facility.
Can you make a manipulation subterfuge?
It's a good thing you just bought that dot, buddy.
Okay.
Do we have to make
I'll
like a
use a
truth check?
willpower.
I should find out how convincing you are, seeing as you both tell the truth and he's lying.
3 successes.
Yep.
Guess we picked him up on
Where
the
do you
road.
say you are from?
The slavers.
Broken building. Some broken building.
Bit more detail.
Can I just put nowhere?
I don't know.
Put unknown.
Okay.
N/A.
So you guys fill it out.
Mhm.
Then you.
Take it up and hand it over.
So you get in the queue, get to the front.
Mhm.
She looks at me. You don't bring them back here.
Oh, terribly sorry. Where do we take them to?
Told you, Skye.
I'm sorry.
2 counters down. Completed forms.
Thank you. Let me move to that
Yeah.
line.
We move 2 counters down to completed forms.
Yeah. Then you go up. They get the forms. Look them over. Vagrants. You say vagrant if you're a vagrant gets out a razor. changes it. I need you to initial to show your vagrant status.
What's an initial?
What name did you put?
I should put Jimmy.
Just put J for Jimmy next to that. Okay, wait here.
Thank you.
Time passes.
Skye is very happy at this. Like, she doesn't care how much time passes.
Come back with 3 little booklets like you saw before.
Thank you.
These will get you access to this area. Stamp. This is just stamp. Stamp. Signal that you've been in here. Make sure that you get an officer to stamp it on the way out. If you return without getting it stamped on the way out, you assume that you are a thief.
Is that anyone that we come across we can get to stamp that, or do we have to go somewhere specific?
Just any of us who are registered officials.
How do we identify a registered official?
Gestures to like a little badge she has.
Ah.
Or of course, anyone who is an officer.
Of course. We need to speak with someone higher in charge.
Next.
Right.
I have a question, not for the person. How many people are going through this process?
Very few.
Yeah, it's...
Most of them
I have
already got
photos on her
paperwork.
ID.
No.
Alright.
Questions are too difficult to deal with. I'm now going... Is there a general inquiries counter?
It does look like there is one, yes.
Cool, I'm going to move to that line.
Sure. Yes, you eventually get to the front. There's a man there and sort of he must have got out of a building, sort of a faded suit.
Hi. This is going to be a slightly long and very awkward request, and I'm very sorry. A group from our birthplace was sold to slavers, and we are informed that by the remaining members who were kidnapped from our group that the regulators are likely to have our missing member. We were wondering if we would be able to speak with someone about that incident.
That may be possible. What is the person's name?
I provide their name.
You do, yes.
I assume I know everyone from administration.
You can assume that, but you definitely would know these people.
We were looking for them, so I'd hope so.
Yes. We specifically had all their details.
Madison or Maddie?
Or Madster.
What's Madison bit short?
Cool.
It's very well. Do you have more detail than that?
I will then begin to describe what they look like, and also an approximate time window for when they were sold. So the approximate time window from when they were kidnapped, and my assumption of when they might have been sold.
Okay. Yes, I believe that is probably something you need to ask the tower about. Probably to do with the indentured service and work release programs.
Right. May we be escorted there to ask someone?
Yes. He gestures very politely every time the security comes over. Please escort these people to the tower.
Thank you. You were very helpful.
You do. There's a path that's been cut out from the terminal to the tower. You cross some tarmac, essentially, then some dirt, and then more tarmac, and eventually you reach what was once the control tower.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very heavily fortified building. Metal fortifications, no windows on the bottom few floors that haven't been boarded up with metal, razor wire around it, very heavily guards, spotlights on the top. A lot of it seems to have been already there, as in a lot of the base building, because of the spotlights and so forth, but it definitely has been beefed up a lot. You get let in. Once you're in, the guy just turns around and walks away. Again, there's a series of desks. There's a lot more guards here, and it is military personnel, well, security personnel that are behind the counters.
Cool. I'm going to look for someone it was workplace productivity or indentured service.
It was work release.
Work release / indentured service. I'm going to look for an area that would give an indication that that's what it's for. There's
2 desks, one's of each.
Cool. I'm going to take a punt with work release first.
Yep.
Because it was the first one said.
You walk over. There is no queue.
Cool.
You walk up. Papers. He makes a show of it.
Thank you.
Papers. Papers. Vagrants.
Branded for life.
Hi, this may be a slightly long request and I am incredibly sorry. One of our members from our home was kidnapped and sold to slavers, and we are led to believe that the slavers then sold on that member to the regulators here. We were interested in if we could discuss that incident.
You can fill out a request form, information. Situations like that, the standard procedure is that they'll have to work off their debt that they incurred to us on our purchasing of them.
I see. May I have the form?
Certainly.
Thank you. I begin to fill out the form.
Yep. It's basically just a request to speak about the issue.
I fill it out perfectly.
Yep. Takes it back. Puts it down. Picks up another piece of paper next to it. Yes, they have 6 years, 4 months, and 3 days to finish working off their debt to us. Thank you.
Sorry, may I have a follow-up request?
Sure.
Well, it's technically two. One is, may we speak to them, and the other is there a way that we may help to lower their debt?
No and no.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we speak to who's in charge of these requisitions?
You can put into a request, yes.
Would you like to fill out another form?
I would.
Alright, I will get the form for you.
Thank you.
He walks into another room, comes back out.
Thank you.
There's this 2 pages. It's mainly why do you wish to make this request, and then 2 blank pages.
They want an essay answer.
Starts writing about the full events, and then following it up with summarising the events, and then following up with, we wish to speak to them to ensure that they are safe, that they know that they are wanted back home, and that we are going to look for some way that we can help make things easier on them.
Make a persuasion.
Yeah.
Manipulation persuasion.
Yes. Nip.
It's -4.
Add willpower. -4. One success.
Wait here. Takes it, walks
Thank
off.
you.
While time passes, comes back. You are allowed to write a letter.
May I have supplies to write a letter with?
Do you want a requisition form? Supplies.
Yeah, paper's a precious resource. Fill out these 4 forms to get a sheet. The guy's very well. Sort of reaches down, pulls a crumpled up piece of paper in a bin, looks at the section that isn't written on, tears it, hands it over, puts the pencil over.
Nicely neatens out the paper as much as possible and writes as much onto the paper as I can, basically stating that it's Pathfinder 1. We know you're here, the rest of your team is safe. We will do our best to make sure you're looked after and that we can get you home safely. And that you're missed and loved. And then signed Skye.
Yep.
And then labelling it for them to hand over.
Writes the person's name on the outside. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next. There's no one else here.
I figure that's our cue to head off. At least for now. I assume we've walked over to the corner in order to continue talking, so we're not directly in front of the counter.
I'm directly in front of the counter, arguing the point.
But you do see he walks off with the paper and takes it into the office.
Good.
So that's supposed to be fair. perhaps they can be reasoned with that the person was not properly to be sold to start with.
Potentially. I think what might be wise is to take this back to Ella. See if we can get more advice.
Or let her negotiate.
Either or. I'm great with administration and I love this, but there's also a point where this is going to be out of my depth. Senior management might be better at handling this, or at least advice. Again, I'm only administration assistant. I'm only one of these pencil pushers.
Let's go then. On the way through, though, I'm going to be looking for a security senior, if I do see anyone that looks like they're in charge.
It does look like in sort of the offices in the back rooms, there are people, lots of fancy stuff on their shoulder.
More people that are available for me to sort of speak to, like even if we leave the building, people on patrol or...
Okay. Yeah, it does look like every patrol is 4 people, and each one has someone who's more senior. There is someone who is about the same level on the exterior gate, essentially, of the tower, the door of the tower.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I'm going to do a memory check in order to try and memorise as much about this as possible so I can bring the information back
Sure.
to Ella.
There was someone higher, you saw just doing rounds essentially in the terminal.
Okay.
2 successes for memorisation.
I'll head back to the tower and see if they're still patrolling.
Or terminal, yeah. You get there and have a look around. You do see, there's someone who's looking around and they have a clipboard.
Very fancy. They must be in
Deep
charge.
breaths. I'll sort of make my way over to
Getting
them.
myself the
They
vapors.
also have an energy weapon.
Getting myself the vapors. A
Also
clipboard and an energy
Daryl.
weapon.
In their pocket, and a dog, and an oven door.
Everything a girl wants. Daryl and an oven door.
And a dog.
And the dog.
Alright, so yeah.
A girl is spoiled.
Excuse me, sir.
So you have to sort of go up a flight of escalators, sort of keeping a watch over everything. And he goes, yes.
I'm Sargeant Sam Bolton from the Waterfall Bunker Facility. This is the first time we've been here.
Yes.
I was hoping you could give me some information as to what your work release operatives are doing.
Depends on which ones.
Given the details of...
Normally we find people tasks they're suited to, if not hard labour.
So an administrator should be fine, I imagine, from hard labour.
Depends how good they are. Administrator, it depends what we need.
How do you usually settle if a work release needs to leave earlier than is required by their settlement?
We don't. I know one of the committees is currently looking at introducing rules and regulations along those lines.
If we may, we would like to offer a suggestion. If the settlement wishes to help someone come back early, I would suggest that the settlement is able to supply extra people to help pay off the debt. It may be a wise option to help.
Same time, but distributed over many people.
Yes, productivity at its finest.
Interesting. And what was your name?
Skye Waters Administration.
Nice.
From Waterfall.
What was your rank in administration?
Junior assistant. Well, sorry. Administration assistant to the minister.
You see, like, on his paperwork, it's like attaché to the minister.
Yes. Talking myself up.
We would like to have our minister contact you to discuss negotiations. Who is it best to speak to?
That's a good question. That's not really my purview.
Would you suggest if we were to bring a report or a letter from our minister to supply to you to be read at the nearest convenience, or someone more senior in order to discuss the potential helping of the debt? What would be a good person to address it to?
It could work. Chief regulator.
Chief Regulator, thank you. Do they have a name or just Chief Regulator?
Chief Regulator Newman.
Chief Regulator Newman.
I do not wish to offend. We've only just met your people.
That's a good attitude to have.
But I've heard you do good for everyone.
You do,
Try
yes.
to do the right thing. Can I ask why you would deal with slavers rather than eliminating them?
It's a debated topic. But essentially, we feel that the trade will always work, always exist until hopefully one day we are strong enough that we can end it. We're still building. In the meantime, occasionally we go there and we see if we have any volunteers for our work release program. We encourage the slavers to give them to us at a discounted rate.
Surprised more don't take the offer.
Oh, we have no shortage of volunteers. We get to pick quality.
I see.
Quality is often quite expensive, even at discounted rates. Which is why we have to have the work release program.
That makes sense. So I take it you work on more of a liberation. You're liberating slaves by making them work.
Well, yes.
You're paying for their freedom so they can pay you back.
Oh, yes. We do take volunteers. Work makes you free.
It's a good system. I can
Thank you.
respect it. Thank you.
And one day we'll go in and kill all the slavers.
I can tell you now that you'll have the support of Waterfall Bunker Facility.
Whoever they are.
Thank you for your time. You have been very helpful. I'm going to turn if I am followed and head off.
Yep.
Yep.
I assume Lucas is coming with us.
I'm assuming he's just stealing everything.
He's not setting off Kiwi gas.
Yes.
So what do you guys do?
I think it's time to head back and report in.
Yes, we should go
Sorry.
get these passports stamped.
Getting dark. Perhaps they have somewhere we can stay overnight here.
I'm not sure. There'll be more paperwork.
Yes, there will. I'll leave that for you.
I am good at paperwork.
I've noticed.
Is there a spot for overnight stays?
You don't see one. There is the General's Inquiries desk.
Let's try general inquiries.
So you go back over, there's a queue, same guy in his suit.
Hello again. We were wondering if there was a procedure allowing us to stay overnight within your boundaries.
Yes, there is. If you are visiting traders or... What is your
Visiting-
purpose of visit here?
Negotiation.
Emissaries.
Yes. Visiting dignitaries?
Yes.
Then there is a barracks for you? Yes.
Oh, where may we find that?
Terminal 3.
Terminal 3. Is there someone that could direct us?
It's on the sign just there.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much.
It looks like they've taken the old sign of the airport layout and gotten basically like some paint and fixed it up.
Nice. We're going to head towards Terminal 3.
You get there, you explain what you're doing to the guards there, I assume.
We are visiting dignitaries, and we
Yeah.
would like to stay overnight before heading home.
They crisply click their heels together as you say that, straighten their backs, and they escort you in. You don't get very good places. Sessions essentially is bumps.
It's better than ground.
It's pretty much exactly what you're used to.
Yeah, this
Except
is
it's
fine.
open, like it's like a larger open area. But
It's fine.
Yeah.
It feels like home.
and you sleep there. Morning comes.
And we'll head off in the morning and get our passports stamped on the way out.
You're woken up just before dawn. You hear sort of screaming outside. Takes you a second to realise that it's drills, and it's like in unison, left, turn, march.
Oh. Interesting. Well, I think we should head back. Get our passports stamped on the way out.
You remember which ones to get them to stamp, right?
Yes, it was the ones who have the badges or a senior officer.
Okay. Let's continue then.
Come on, Lucas, time to go.
So you find just someone
Someone who has one of the official badges on to stamp our passports, so we may leave.
Sure. Looks like there's someone essentially monitoring this place that has the badge.
Cool. I'm going to have them stamp us out.
Yep, she stamps your badges. She hands them over. Says, thank you for staying here. Please leave our territory as soon as you can.
Thank you for hosting us.
Thank you.
And we're going to head off.
Inside the pocket.
Am I going to start heading back?
You start heading back. You leave and you see a group of soldiers marching along. A group of about 20 of them. Someone calling out, left, right, turn, and so on and so forth. And just marching around the airport.
I assume we're not going to get lucky enough to see Maddie.
No, you're not.
I figured. Thought it'd be worth a shot because then we could at least see and nod.
Yeah.
Well, whatever's happening here is far better than what was happening to her before.
Yes, this is worth it.
Even hard labour beats being in there.
Yes. Hopefully we can work out some sort of deal that'll mean that we can have some of our members help work off the debt.
Perhaps something else. We'll see what they say.
A trade or something. Whatever it is, we can work it out back at the bunker.
Yes, so you guys leave. Can you make a survival check? -3.
Oh boy, -3.
It basically depends on how unsafe the area is and how far away from your bunker you are.
That makes sense.
Willpower.
A wise decision, really.
Yeah, that's one success.
So taking the same path that took you to get here, you make your way back to the bunker. The outer wall is finished now, and it looks like security setting up patrols. Well, not patrols, just guard on the top. You see there's some security in the building next to it as well, and even up on the tower on top. Looks like the rest of the place is being made now to look like a weaponsmithing settlement. There's a lot of logistics people moving equipment out, setting up buildings, and the like.
We're going to head inside and go find Ella.
Yeah, you do. And you do. She's in her office.
Ella.
You seem to be my most frequent visitors lately.
What is our job, I believe?
Yes.
We have an update. So we have managed to find the regulators.
Mm-hmm.
They were very polite. They're very bureaucratic, but it means a nice ordered process. It's wonderful. We believe Maddie is safe and sound. I've managed to send a letter to her. We think what might work best is if you write a letter that we can bring back to state why Maddie is important to us and offer some sort of trade or deal in order to work off the debt. What's happened is that they purchase people from the slavers and then they have them work for their freedom. So they work off the debt that they've accrued by being purchased.
I see.
It seems like a fair system, but they don't currently have something in place that means that others can help them pay off the debt. It's only them. So currently it will take her just shy of 7 years in order to pay off her debt. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it would be better if we could propose some system that meant that we could help pay off the debt. They don't have it currently in their books, but it was something they were looking into.
Okay.
They know who we are and where we're from.
It was easier to be open. They're very much about lawfulness, and their levels of bureaucracy, it makes a lot of sense to be truthful.
I'm sure you're aware. Very well. She gets the details from you as what she needs to do. Alright. Thank you.
I'm gonna see myself out.
As you do, a security officer basically pushes past you. Comes in. You recognise Lieutenant Taylor, your actual direct report. She's like, gives you a brief nod and goes, Minister, some Acadians approaching settlement. Just like,
Grabs baton.
okay, sure. Unless we're going to leave it for the night.
Skye fears.
Ready to die.
Skye fears. Skye fears so
So
much.
we'll see you in a few minutes for after the dark, after the ashes, whatever we call it, after the glow.
We will see you
afterglow.
soon. -1.
So we start at -3, don't we?
-2.
Is that background the right background?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It will do for now.
Okay.
5 minutes. Hello.
Hi.
It's fine.
Goodbye.
Here's my question to the audience. Is this a good background?
Yeah.
It's really not, but it will do.
Submit us a background, everyone. Give us
Lucas
something
loves it.
cool.
It's perfect.
It's very plain, so give us something cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, you know, fan
That'll
art.
do for now. Yeah, drop fan art of After the Ashes. Actually, I can announce what I'm working on. So I am working on actually physically making one of the Waterfall Bunker Facility jumpsuits. It's
And
gonna look really cool, okay?
I'm sourcing the acquired clothes to dress as Daryl. I hear AFCON was mentioned.
Yeah, because Avcon's theme this year is D&D, so I want to go with Skye, because I'm
And
working...
Daryl.
So basically,
That's a
just go with yourself.
Pretty much.
No costume needed.
I mean, I'm cosplayer there, so it makes sense that I go in something easy to work in.
Daryl's the only cosplay I can do from my wardrobe. I just will have to borrow a hat.
There you go. We've got feedback that the background works perfectly for the last part of the campaign. We're in the airport
Yay!
facility.
Yay!
It's very plain,
Yeah, it's very plain. It's bureaucratic.
but it works.
Yeah, it does.
works.
There's a certain 1984 vibe I was going for there, mixed with a bit of Papers, Please.
Yeah, it's fine.
The background is exactly what Lucas sees in the ducks. That's fair.
It's perfect.
It's
No.
not happy enough.
I imagine when he goes in the ducts, it all becomes like rainbows and unicorns, like Deadpool when he gets stabbed in the head.
Because it's so like stale, you just start like hallucinating.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's probably like him and like two other guys that are always just go around in the dark. So it's like, hi Ralph, hi George.
Gives me thinking you're keeping an eye on the chat. You're just playing mobile games. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I don't. It kills too much data, to be honest.
Clash of Titans.
It's not actually. It's
I know.
Board Kings.
Let me go.
Oh, there was a question earlier that I saw from the screen. How many Boltons are there in the bunker?
How many Boltons are there in the bunker?
A lot of bolt offs.
I bolt load.
Yeah, bolt load.
A whole bolt load.
It's quite a lot. Bolton's weapon, his pistol is a Bolton pistol. It was made by his great-grandfather or grandfather, one or the other. So there's at least a few generations, like there's generations of everyone, but his family name has existed at least for a few generations. So.
Long enough that it's relevant
Yeah.
to our bunker's history.
I've got some cousins around.
Yeah, there's a lot of the names have sort of like they do everywhere. You know, there's a Smith, there's this, there's that. His family being originally logistics is Bolton.
Try and bolt things on to keep them going.
Yeah.
Just like real life.
Which a lot of the other names is just like sort of mysterious things like Winter, Skye.
Water. Lucas.
Oh god, imagine if she was
Jones.
Sky.
Skye.
I just pictured the most hipsterish, not hipster, hippie ever.
See, Sky was her first name, but it would be so weird if Sky was her last name. It'd be like Sky. Double Sky.
I think if you're going to have the same first and last name, you have to become a doctor.
Probably.
Does that mean Lucas Jones is always jonesing for a fight?
No. I just kill people when I feel like. It's not a fight.
It's
Yeah.
not a fight if they don't
I think
fight back.
I think it's pretty fair to say that very few of his deaths have been results of things that are considered an
Fights.
actual fight.
Yeah, it's been very subterfuge and underhanded.
What are you on about? You gave me the grenade.
Well, that's not the part I'm talking about.
Did he? Or did you just pick it up off the ground?
I think you
you
just
picked it
took
up,
it.
but I did shout grenade
Yeah.
to remind you.
You did just take it.
It's not like they weren't attacking us.
Oh wait,
They certainly weren't afterwards.
Lucas is definitely killed now. I mean, it was
We've
probably
all murdered
self-defense,
someone by
but
now. Even I've murdered someone by now.
you didn't murder, you slaughtered.
Ah!
While they were crawling along the grounds, gasping for breath.
Yeah. Yeah.
It got a bit real.
She was very angry, okay?
Well, it's always the question, if someone's about to die and you kill them first, are you guilty of murder?
Yes.
Look,
Yeah, I know.
Skye's virtue is loyal, and her vice is stubborn. Therefore, she's getting the members of the facility home.
And the answer is no, Skye is not a killer.
No.
She's a cold-blooded murderer.
I probably shouldn't bring the knives, but I really want to bring the knives on the costume. I should not bring the knives.
Just dripping in with blood.
Yeah, just have like the blood dripping prop knives. It's a terrible idea. I shouldn't do it, but I really want to.
You should definitely do it.
I think I killed Brett. He just looked so done for a moment there.
No,
That's
that's
just him in general, that's his life.
yeah. Just 2 full days of work and a basketball final last night. I'm just.
Oh, I've got a test in the morning. I should probably have been studying.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just need to have a bunch of French people with it.
Just wing it.
Yeah, it's honestly a French test, and I've been doing French for enough years. I should be fine.
If not, that'll
Oui,
be a
oui.
harsh lesson in reality.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure it'll be better than the last time I did this same test 2 years ago.
So now I have to work out who's deadlier. Let's see, you're a DM in the other game, so you don't have a character. So we have to. Who's deadlier? Who would win in a fight between Lucas Jones and Jethar?
I have Cal.
Well, you can't fight yourself. That would just be silly.
You could just like gas Jethar.
Yeah. Well, he is susceptible to gas. We've worked that out.
You probably had to have like, here, try this. You go, okay.
Jesus Christ.
You like the other gases.
Okay, well, Skye versus Cal.
Cal would definitely win against Skye. Like, although Cal is super friendly.
I feel it would be whichever one decided to win would win.
Probably, actually. As a player, I would just roll to see who wins the fight because it's going to be who decided to.
Spug versus Sam.
Spike's gonna win every day of the week. Yeah. Even if I turn into a shark.
Yeah. See, Daryl versus Medrith. See, it's a question of how much damage does a laser weapon do.
A lot.
Yeah,
Cut
Daryl
it all
would
in
win.
half.
Daryl would
Sam's
win.
a lightning bolt.
Well, I'm fine then. That's the thing. It's like a light, and it's like, oh, well, guiding bolt back then.
Have one right back and I don't really go.
Oh, fine.
Might go
Eldritch
triple.
Blast, have 2.
But you only have 3 shots. He has like a whole clip.
Yeah, I think with the weapons they've got, it's not going to matter. They just actually behold person. Anyway,
This is stupid. I love it.
Sandar versus Daryl.
oh, Sandar can turn back time.
Yeah, I think Daryl's fine.
We never know what Daryl's found.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Daryl's found a lot of
He's
things
done
in his
Hogwarts.
time.
Well, the thing is, turning back time takes like time, ironically, to cast.
That's very ironic.
Plus, Daryl has a dog.
So he kind of wins by default for having a dog.
Yeah,
Well,
he
it's
has
But he
that
loses the
dog.
fight.
It's a case of like, I've got this spell, I'm casting it on you, and the dog just comes up and goes like, bite.
Right for the nuts.
In the dick.
Got bitten right on the dick by a pug. Maybe Sandar has a pug that you didn't see. You don't know. You don't know what he's capable of.
Maybe he doesn't. I mean, maybe he does. Maybe he has a spug. Maybe everyone they've encountered as an NPC is Sandar.
Oh, Mitters says in the Discord that the Papers, Please reference was very good, and he actually pulled up his game of Papers, Please.
Good.
And come on, whiskey every day of the week. Direwolf versus dog. Every time.
Yeah.
Just ask Brett about direwolves.
Fuck off. You know, I noticed someone made the comment, and it's accurate, that summon woodland beings or whatever is the DM who gets to pick what's summoned.
Yeah. We had that discussion when I started, and you're like, just whatever you want.
Yeah, I know.
So, that is on you.
No, but to be fair, we also then went, how about we just both don't conjure stuff unless it's a boss fight?
Yeah, pretty much.
The boss fight is just deconjure stuff.
Yeah, thanks, that's you with your banishments. But it's sometimes it's like, I'm a champion fighter, / okay, I attack with my 15 dire wolves, and I'm a dire wolf, and I have magic,
And I've got a friend that's a direwolf.
and I decide to heal myself anyway.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna run a quick competition that no one has any idea about. Whoever...
You do.
Yes,
know,
I have...
Well, now we do.
I have an idea.
Yeah, spoilers, come on.
Whoever can get the most viewers pulled in for next week's game, I will give a brownie to, because I freshly baked brownies.
Well, they're
Oh, yeah, speaking
next
of-
Does
week.
that just mean you're going to eat a brownie?
Probably.
But we'll do it live.
Yes. It will
So
be
we'll eat the
live.
brownie live at the end of the
So we can take ASMR or whatever.
Yes. And
Gonna
whoever,
shoot right to the microphone.
whoever is able to bring the most viewers from the chat, I will personally hand deliver you a brownie. So that's the goal for next week, guys. Get as many viewers as possible in for next week.
Can we have a Russian viewer who does this? Just
Go around giving out brownies.
yeah.
I'll have to-
Sounds about right.
I'll have to mail it if it's international.
No, you just said you're gonna hand it to
There
me.
are some countries I'm not allowed to go to, okay?
She'll just cough her hand and send that to.
Really bad.
I feel like just going on like one of the people who's 15,000. It's like, can you just raid me for like 10 minutes just so I win a
Give
bet?
you a brownie.
Yeah, I will win a brownie.
I'll split a brownie with you.
They are really good brownies. They were really good brownies.
They kept us going.
I think we should be pretty good for now, because I really should study for my test. We'll
Yeah.
get a raid and you'll have to go on a holiday. I would love to go on a holiday. So I hope we get a nice big raid. But yeah,
Yeah, we
we
probably
should probably
do
head
that.
off, because I do have a test at 9 in the morning. So I have a long way to drive home.
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
So thanks for
I
watching
drive
it.
for an hour.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for driving ridiculous distances to some of the players.
You're
Everyone's-
welcome.
I know. You drive us up the wall. That's the furthest.
Fair enough.
D&D on Monday.
D&D on Tuesday.
Here it is too. Monday we're going to Chult.
Well, maybe.
On Monday we're going to try to go to Chult. I mean, there's a giant shadow following around Viljana for some reason. He's Ashmik Shadowface. He's got a name. Can't be too bad.
Catch him.
Yeah, no, it's
Different character.
No, that's the Shadow's name. Catch him.
I haven't got through my watching on Tuesday, so I can't say what was happening.
All sorts.
I missed Tuesday because I was at sword fighting, so I have
It's
no idea.
actually a really good episode.
Oh, okay.
Definitely check it out.
I currently am.
Right now.
Well, no. I was watching another stream during this stream.
But
If conveniently Tuesday is down a player for the next 2 weeks, then I'm free. But only if it's in the next 2 weeks, otherwise I can't.
so on Tuesday they finally deciphered the scroll given to them by Sandar, so you can find out what's written on it if you tune in.
I see.
And they turn into a fish. Unrelated.
And that just happens sometimes.
Yeah. The amount of times they like cast spells just to learn them. I was like watching and I was like, we need to do this more on Monday since we're all spellcasters.
It's probably not the worst idea. They're basically always asking me when they can have downtime to try and learn.
Yeah. Alright, we'll call it there. I'll see you guys Monday and Tuesday and next week.
So
See you guys.
And Thursday.
Don't get the brown.